You want a career that creates experiences that are impossible to forget. By studying sports and events at IUPUI, you'll get hands-on experience in and out of the classroom. And with Indy as your classroom, there are high-profile events, sports franchises, hotels, museums, and large organizations across the city to engage, educate, and enlighten your student journey before you graduate. There isn't a better city than Indianapolis to get the experience you need to prepare you to handle any event, big or small. It all starts here.
High school sports fans, welcome back to Game Time, to pure spirits, to pure sport. Welcome back to high school sports.
Fans, I'm IHSAA Commissioner Paul Knighty, and I just want to say, welcome back.
This is Game Time. This is Indiana high school sports. This is your IHSAA.
You want a career that will transform your life while you change the lives of others by helping them live well. With a health or exercise sciences degree from IUPUI School of Health and Human Sciences, you will gain an in-depth understanding of the healthcare industry while preparing you for a variety of graduate and professional programs in health. And with Indy as your classroom, you will have clinical options within leading hospitals right in our backyard, as well as a degree from Indiana University, reputable leaders in the healthcare industry. It all starts here.
Can't get to a computer? Then we've got you covered. Just go to the IndianaSRN app and stay up to date with all of your favorite teams. You can watch live coverage or relive the experience with our on-demand service.
After the Marine Corps, I was diagnosed with PTSD and became homeless for 15 years. Like a hermit living on the street, I just existed. I came to Wheeler Mission. Wheeler operates on a culture of kindness. Going through their programs reminded me that my meaning in life is to serve God. God set me free from anxiety and depression. Before Wheeler, I just existed, but today I live.
Sprinkles if you got them. Jack's Donuts, find a location near you, now.
Hey conductor, how about something new? You played this last year.
Come on, get your head out of your sacks.
Shh, we're trying to hear.
Well, I'm sick and tired of hearing your kid play the wrong notes. Where's my kid solo?
At least you can see your kid. Why is my kid stuck way in the back?
The conductor only plays his favorites.
I can heard that solo!
You see my kid?
Wide receiver set. Fisher flings it near sideline. 101 coverage. Catch at the 10-yard line inside the 5. Beautiful ball to Leo Collins, who had a 38-yard touchdown catch in the first quarter. He comes up big. From Romaine Stadium on the east side of Evansville, it's week 5 of high school football. The 2-2 Memorial Tigers taking on the 1-3 Harrison Warriors. Tigers football is brought to you by Memorial High School, Mel K, Mechanical, Heating, Electrical, Book Broker, Escape Your Reality, Memorial Booster Club. Tigers football is also brought to you by Oakland City University, Pet Food Center, Royal Express Car Wash, Stone and Stratman, attorneys at law, and by Rockabar Pizza. Again, it's week 5 of the high school football season. The 2-2 Tigers taking on the 1-3 Harrison Warriors alongside Mike Scavara. I'm Jevin Redmond, and Mike, let's talk about last week's game for Memorial. They go to the west side at the Bowl, take on Mater Dei, and they come away with a 22-6 victory. One of those bounce-back games for the Tigers. They had picked up their first win against Central 2 weeks ago, but really an impressive showing last week against Mater Dei. The question mark was, how would the sophomore Matthew Fisher do in his first high school start? And I'd say he did pretty well.
Yeah, 16 of 22, 254 yards and a couple of scores. And not only that, but the defense played well. In fact, they held Mater Dei to just that one score, the first possession of the third quarter. And now they've only given up those 6 points in the last 10 quarters.
Well, so really the balanced attack is there for Memorial with the sophomore quarterback Fisher, his play, and then at the running back spot, Porterode had a solid first 2 weeks. And then also at the wide receiver side, Leo Collins made quite the impact last week.
He was coming in for his first game after injury. 4 catches, 84 yards, and a touchdown, and set up on another long game, a touchdown. Caleb Elsperman also did a nice job switching from quarterback to wide receiver and coming up with 5 catches for 75 yards.
Let's talk about the Harrison Warriors. They are 1-3 on the season under third-year head coach Mo Sutton. And for Harrison last week, they were competitive in a 21-8 loss at home against Castle. Their one win this year was a road victory at Jasper week 2, 20-15. This seems to be a Warriors team that is improving and being quite competitive this year.
Very competitive, big play capability offensively and even defensively. And they've got a couple of players on the wide receiver, Asher Horn and Miles Terry, who are speed burners. We'll talk a little bit about them more later. But Mo Sutton, a graduate of Harrison, 98, trying to bring back that early from 1962 when the school started playing football to all the way through the beginning of the century. They had that winning attitude. He's trying to bring that back, and they're getting better each and every week.
You mentioned their wide receiver threats in Horn and Terry. At the running back spots, a familiar face, Albert Wadlington, a 5'10 senior. He's a tough guy to bring down.
Tough, and a 3-year starter, so he knows the difference for the Harrison Warriors, though, might be the fact that they have 7 players going both ways.
Tigers football brought to you by Wrights Memorial High School, providing an environment where God inspires, we educate, and students thrive since 1925. Check our website out at wrightsmemorial.org for more information. I have just about 60 seconds left here before we step aside. Let's talk about the SIAC standings through the first 4 weeks. Wright's the only team that is undefeated. They are 4-0 on the season. Then you have it kind of bunched there with Castle and Vincennes, who played each other tonight, by the way. Each are 3-1. Then a host of teams are 2-2. So really the SIAC wide open.
Wide open, and a lot of football left, because a lot of the teams that are closer to the top still have to play each other as we go, believe it or not, halfway through the season.
Intrigued by 2 matchups tonight. I mentioned the Vincennes-Castle game at Castle. Pair of 3-1 teams. Your thought on that game tonight?
It's going to be an opportunity for the Vincennes offense. Of course, Xander Hunt, running and passing quarterback. Of course, the Castle Knights coming in, they've given up the fewest amount of points. So offense for defense, we'll see who comes out on top tonight.
Also intrigued by the Mater Dei Jasper game, because it's 2 teams that are desperate for a win. They're each 2-2, and it's hard to believe that one of those teams will be below 500 after the 5th week tonight.
You go each one down all the 10 teams in the Southern Indiana Athletic Conference. They've had struggles all the way through. A lot of schools, injuries and other situations where players haven't played have been a big factor for each one of those 10 teams.
It is a gorgeous night for football on the east side of Evansville. Week 5, Tigers and Warriors from Harrison High School. We'll come back and talk more about this matchup next. You're watching Tigers football on IndianaSRN.
Hey folks, good to be with you for tonight's game. My name is Andy Simpson, and I'm a licensed IHSAA football official, and welcome to Friday Night Football, powered by IndianaSRN. On behalf of the 340 football officials, the IHSAA, the crew here at IndianaSRN, we hope you enjoyed tonight's game, and more important, don't forget to subscribe to the IndianaSRN YouTube page. As you're watching tonight's contest, I'm going to show you a few of our signals that will help you better understand the information we are trying to convey. Touchdown, safety, First down. Holding or illegal use of hands. Encroachment, or offsides commonly known. False start or illegal formation on the offense, or a free kick, scrimmage violation. Face mask, intentional grounding, roughing the passer, clipping, illegal shift, illegal motion, illegal block, pass interference by the offense or the defense, delay of game, and the one signal we dislike and you as fans don't like seeing, unsporting. We'd like to thank everyone for tuning in tonight and following us on IndianaSRN. You can also tune in to the Football Weekly Show and Coach's Show every Saturday morning at 8 a.m. on IndianaSRN.org. Finally, if you've ever thought about becoming an IHSAA official, www.ihsaa.org and click on the Officials tab or call the IHSAA office at 317-846-6601. Now, sit back and enjoy the game.
The local economy and save more when you shop at the Pet Food Center. We have over 6,000 pet-related items for dogs, cats, birds, fish, reptiles, turtles, rabbits, hamsters, gerbils, and more. Anything you want for your pet, we've got it. Includes full lines of the best pet food, birdseed, a full line of heated pet products, pet clothing, toys, and more. Walk in, curbside pickup, shop online, and free local delivery.
Anything you want for your pet, we've got it. The Pet Food Center.
Back at Romaine Stadium, here on a pregame show, Week 5 of the high school football season. The Harrison Warriors taking on the Memorial Tigers, again alongside Mike Scavara. I'm Javin Redmond. And let's take a look at some of the players to highlight for tonight's matchup. First, for the home team, the Harrison Warriors. They are 1-3 on the season. And we talked about some of their wide receiver threats, one of which is 6-foot senior Asher Horn.
Asher Horn, two-sport athlete, not only a good football player, but a basketball player, leading receiver, has come away with some great opportunities defensively, and a couple of takeaways, and just an overall great player, and not only a good defensive player in football, but also in basketball.
Second guy to talk about, also wide receiver Miles Terry, a 6'3 junior.
Really does a nice job defensively. He's already scored a touchdown defensively. He's got 3 takeaways and speed to burn. He along with Asher Horn, 2 players that have had long touchdown receptions.
On the Tigers side, a couple of guys to highlight. Joey Collins thought he played well last week in Memorial's victory at Mater Dei.
You'll find out for the Memorial Tigers, a lot of players, seniors like Joey Collins. Joey's doesn't get a lot of starts, but he gets in there playing time. Last week he had 5 key tackles against Mater Dei, and he's just one of those many seniors that has made Memorial better.
Last 2 weeks, Tigers have ran the football very well, thanks in large part to Porter Road, but also up front at that right guard position, Edward Hardig.
Edward Hardig, not only a big player size-wise, but he's a player that was an Indiana Football Digest preseason offensive lineman. Also, he's got a Division I scholarship offer that he's going to take over to Miami of Ohio next year.
See the Tigers making their way onto the field here at Romaine Stadium, and Mike just building off the point about the line play. I thought the Tigers on both sides of the football, they were very physical last week against Mater Dei. The defense played fast, and mentioned the guys up front gave protection for Fisher to throw the ball, and Fisher made some good throws.
Good throws, and 4 passes that were 36 yards or deeper. So he's got that deep threat capability that gives the Tigers extra dimension. On the line play defensively, as you talked about, they came up with 4 quarterback sacks last week against a pretty good quarterback in Mason Wunderlich from Mater Dei.
Yeah, the deep threat, especially to Leo Collins, who had a 38-yard grab and also a 42-yard catch. One of those was for a score last week. Certainly opens things up for the other wide receivers on the Memorial side. Now for Harrison, they're 1-3. Mentioned their one win this season was at Jasper Week 2, a 20-15 victory against the Cats. Last week, Harrison, they lost at home against Castle 21-8. They've been more competitive. Mike, you've watched some of their games. What has stood out about the Warriors this year?
They have big play asability. We talked about those long touchdowns. In fact, against Jasper, Terry had an 80-yard touchdown reception as Asher Horn had a 41. Miles Terry also returned a fumble for 34 yards. They can break it anytime, anywhere. Defensively, they're going to have to play a little quicker because of the fact of the size and the quickness that the Memorial offense has. So that's going to be a key. How well the Warriors defense can stop the Memorial offense.
Harrison is set to take the field, and we'll take our last break. Kickoff is next. It is Memorial at Harrison on IndianaSRN.
Melk, located in Evansville, Indiana, provides mechanical, electrical, and plumbing solutions nationwide. We deliver quality service to the industrial, commercial, and healthcare industries. If you have a big project, we bring big solutions. That includes designing and installing green energy systems that benefit your business. Our in-depth knowledge and commitment to safety make us the perfect partner in MEP contracting. Contact us for an estimate on your next project. Melk, big projects, big solutions.
A Rights Memorial education is now more affordable than ever. If you fit within certain income guidelines, you could receive over $6,000 of tuition assistance. Find out if you qualify for an Indiana School Choice Scholarship or other tuition assistance opportunities. Your child, your money, your choice. Visit rightsmemorial.org/tuition-assistance for more information.
We are just about set for kickoff. Glad you could join us here on IndianaSRN. Hard to believe at about the halfway point of the high school football season. Tigers trying to get over 500 for the first time this year after losing their first 2 games of the season at Jasper and at North. They defeated Central Week 3, 21-0, and they beat Mater Dei on the road last week, 22-6, as the captains make their way to the middle of the field for the Tigers. It is 45, Carrick Johnson, along with number 11, Leo Collins, and number 13, Caleb Elsperman. And we'll get our coin flip tonight. Our white hat, the referee is Dave Sinning. Rest of the referee crew, Nick Alcorn, David George, Tim Alcorn, and Chris Brunson.
Harrison captains Asher Horn, along with Luke Watkins, along with Jordan Jackson, and also Kalen Miller. As both these teams have been on the gridiron, Jevin, every year since 1962. In fact, last year they met twice for the very first time. Memorial a 39-21 and 1 tie series advantage. We talked about the fact that Mo Sutton is a 1998 graduate of Harrison High School. John Hurley, also a graduate of the team that he coaches, an 89 graduate of Memorial.
Tigers won the toss. They defer to the second half. Therefore, we will see the Harrison offense on the field first tonight with senior quarterback Caden Clements. And Mike, let's talk about some keys for each side, since we'll see the Warriors offense first, some keys to them offensively against the Tigers defense.
They've had an opportunity to get passing. Clemens has thrown for nearly 500 yards in the first 4 ball games. The running game needs to get a lot better and more consistent. We've talked about it several times, and I'm sure we'll talk about it because they do have that big play capability offensively. The Harrison Warriors have a situation where they'll run a 2-back, a 1-back offense. They'll have 2, 3, and 4 receiver sets. A good mix will keep their offense going. They just need to sustain some drives and get good field position. On the other side of the coin, Memorial's defense, we talked about them, only giving up 6 points in the last 10 quarters. They are getting better. They are starting to get more people playing just one way. In fact, Jack Cassidy, the only player for Memorial that is going to be starting both ways. As we are about ready for football as week number 5 here on IndianaSRN.
Pate Barrett will kick it off, the freshman for the Tigers. Back deep to return for the Warriors, Asher Horn and Miles Terry. Just a gorgeous night for football, upper 70s here on the east side of Evansville. And glad to have you along with us. The Tigers going for their 3rd straight win. End over end kick, middle of the field, will be returned from the 15-yard line. This is Asher Horn working up past the 30-yard line, and he is shut off shy of the 35-yard line. Here comes the Warriors offense. Mentioned senior quarterback Caden Clemens, 5'11", 165 pounds. He is a senior.
Alex Brochure is one of the starting linebackers on special teams to make the stop. So Evansville Harrison, ball on the left hash mark. Jevin will get the ball 1st and 10, just underway.
Warriors offensively this year, averaging 14 points per contest. Best offensive weeks in terms of points. Weeks 2 and 3, they scored 20 points against Jasper and North. Drive starts from their own 34-yard line. Clements wants a throw. Tries to toss it out in the flat. It's caught near sideline. And aggressive running after the catch by Jordan Jackson, the 6-foot senior, 215-pound running back. Takes it for a gain of about 5, and we will get a look at the Harrison Warriors offensive starters, brought to you by Rockabar Pizza.
Rockabar Pizza is 3 offensive linemen playing both ways. We're going to be having a big dose of Asher Horn, Miles Terry, Caden Clemens, Jordan Jackson, as they pick up about 4 yards on the first play.
2nd and 6, Jackson, the running back again, to the left of Clements. Man in motion to right to left is Wadlington. They give it to him, and he is gobbled up behind the line for a loss.
They'd run that jet sweep. Actually, it was a pass because they flipped it forward. On the bottom of the pile comes Joey Collins, the defensive end, one of our profile players, as the loss of a couple on the play.
There is the Tigers defensive starting lineup. Tigers defense allows about 13.5 points per game, and it is brought to you by Rockabar Pizza.
Lewis Seward and Kelton Farmer did 2 defensive tackles. They take up a lot of room and occupy those offensive linemen, frees up those linebackers. Here comes pressure.
3rd and 7. Tigers defense last week had 4 sacks against the modern day offense. Clements wants a throw. Dropping back to pass, gets rid of it near sideline, caught for a 1st down. And that is brought in by Albert Wadlington. They needed 7. They got about 8 yards and a 1st down for Harrison.
Wadlington, a nice out pattern. His Memorial brought linebackers on a blitz. They got to Clemens, but just a little bit late, as Clemens getting pressure, throws it out into the left flat, and a good catch by Wadlington. He lined up as a receiver, wide receiver, not coming out of the backfield. So a 1st and 10 for Harrison. That's the way they wanted to start a drive. Pick up a 1st down on their first possession.
Wadlington, the senior, right around 75 receiving yards this year. 4 wide receivers set for the Warriors, ball at their own 46-yard line. Clements to throw again. Dumps it out here, and trying to get back to the line of scrimmage is Jackson again, but he will lose several yards on that play as the Tigers were quick to the football.
Coming out there out in the flat for Memorial was Jack Brackett along with Sam Brackett, and loss of 3. That's the play that they started with. And I think we might see this strategy by Harrison. They're just taking their time offensively, Jevin. That play clock was down to about 5. They're just going to take time. They might not snap it when it's more than 10 seconds, because when they're on offense, that means Memorial's on defense, and the Memorial offense is not out there.
They give his to Wadlington, tries to cut it back in between tackles and has nowhere to go. He's dropped in the backfield for a loss of a couple of yards.
3rd tackle for loss for the Memorial Tigers defense already.
Gave Jack Brackett credit for that tackle. He came in 5th on this Tigers defense. That was his 25th tackle of the season. And also, Mike, I thought, to build off of the Tigers' stat from last week where they sacked Mater Dei 4 times, they also, did not allow a run longer than 7 yards?
That's what the stats from Mater Dei showed, and that's about right. That they had a very little yards rushing. I think they rushed for a total of 17.
3rd and 18. Tigers rush 4. They got to the quarterback. Deep throw, far sideline, and the pass is incomplete. But the wide receiver fell down a bit. Asher Horn. Harrison was pleading for a pass interference call. No flag. 4th and long, and the Warriors will have to punt.
One of those situations where you throw it long, gets intercepted. It's just like a punt. But the Harrison Warriors, they get a first down. They start from their own 34, but some tackles for losses, 3 of them by the Memorial defense, only gives them a net of 4 yards.
Asher Horn will do the punting for Harrison. He is a senior. 15 punts this year, averaging just north of 30 yards per punt. Does have a long of 48 this year. Tigers a couple of guys back deep to return, one of which is Dasmond Johnson. That's who the kick goes to. Johnson fumbles it. Ball is loose. He better pick it up quickly. And he's still bobbling it. Ends up losing yards after he made contact with it. The Tigers' drive will start from their own 15.
Good special teams coverage for Harrison, as down there was Alfonso Anderson, the senior. Here's a replay as Johnson tries to catch it about on the 25, muffs it, picks it up, and then loses yardage as Anderson comes down. So a great punt that time for the Harrison Warriors. Asher Horn, and gets a kick away as a 38-yard punt, and they lose on the return.
Well, sometimes the worst thing you can do is try to pick that football up and run with it. After you fumble it, just fall on it before the Harrison special teams get there, but Johnson able to cover it up just in time. So the drive starts from their own 15-yard line. This is Porter Road, moving far side of the 20, 25-yard line, turns a corner to the 30 before he's angled out of bounds. And the first carry of the night from Porter Road goes for 16 yards on a Tigers first down.
Road, this is his 3rd game, missed the first 2 games, comes in rushing, and his average on the year is well over 100 yards.
He's averaging almost 7 yards per carry as Porter Road. 5'9" junior, 185 pounds. Not a bad start to the night, 16 yards on his first carry.
2 backs in the backfield, in the gun.
That is Caleb Elsterman along with Porter Road. Fisher will throw on first down, steps up in the pocket. He flings it deep down the field, and he has a man open at the 30-yard line. Catch is made, far sideline by Caleb Elsterman.
Elsterman, nice job as Fisher has to step up to avoid the rush. The ball was on the 31-yard line of Memorial as we see Fisher step on the pocket, on the run, throw, beats 2 defenders, and Elsterman run out of bounds at the 21-yard line. So a pickup of 38 yards on the toss.
We saw one of those throws go for a touchdown last week against Mater Dei. One to Elstrom and also one to Leo Collins. That went for 42 yards. Coming near side, this is Hugh Pierce trying to turn the corner of the 20. Pierce at the 15, and he's lassoed out of bounds after a gain of about 5 or 6 for Hugh Pierce, the senior wide receiver.
They'll run that jet sweep a couple of different ways. They'll toss it to a guy, but this time they handed it off, so it's a run, and they are now in the red zone.
Tigers in the red zone, brought to you by Peace of Mind Counseling. Trying to get on the board, their first offensive drive of the night. This will be play number 4 of the drive.
This drive started quickly from their own 15. Now they're inside the 15 of Harrison.
Running back is Porter Road. Fisher gives it to Road, dancing up the middle. Not much running room. And he maybe got back to the line of scrimmage. No gain for Road. It'll be 3rd down.
Good job by that defensive line. Coming up on the stop was Dion Biggs along with Jamin Farmer Jr. So Road picks up maybe 1.
Dion Biggs, 5'11" senior, came in 4th on this Warriors defense in tackles this year. So the Tigers have a 3rd and 4 ball just inside of the Harrison 15-yard line.
They bring up linebackers. They got 7 men on the line of scrimmage.
4 wide receivers set. Pass goes to the left side, caught by Hugh Pierce. He has the first down. working himself close to the 5-yard line. They'll mark him down at the 6. It's a gain of 8. Tigers have first and goal.
Just that 3-step drop, quick out there in the slot, as we'll see Fisher throwing it out to Pierce. Pierce, a couple of defenders. Terry knocks him down, and a fresh set of downs. First and goal at the 6. Memorial 4 first downs in this drive, Devin.
First and goal, Tigers looking for our first points of the night. They go to Porter Road, cuts it back inside. He's yanked down from behind, and they will mark him at the 1-yard line. It's a gain of 5 for Porter Road, who is searching for his 3rd rushing touchdown of the season.
Nothing fancy, just throwing out pitch, try to get blockers in front. Good pursuit there, as Edward Hardig is going to have to come out. He lost a helmet.
The big 6'6" right guard, 285 pounds Harding, out for this play. We highlighted him in the pregame show.
Tigers looking to get on the board first.
Ball resting right hash mark at the 1-yard line. They will go in the Wildcat setup now with Caleb Elsherman, who was the starting quarterback first couple of weeks. Takes the snap. He tries to follow Road, his blocker, and did he get in? Yes, touchdown Tigers. A 1-yard rushing touchdown for Caleb Elsperman. And the Tigers strike first here in week 5.
It's his 2nd rushing touchdown, 2nd in 2 weeks, as the Tigers very quickly will get the extra point attempt. Nothing fancy there. Blockers out front to the left, cuts up at the hash mark and gets 6. As Pate Barrett will try to add the 7th point.
Barrett 5 for 7 on PATs, missed 2 last week. And his first kick this evening is right through the uprights. The Tigers march down the field, 7 plays, 85 yards. On the Caleb Elsherman 1-yard touchdown run, Tigers in front, 7-0.
Oakland City University is a private Christian college at a state school price. Check out the Good Neighbor Scholarship that allows for a major savings on tuition and is available to any first-time student living within 60 miles of campus with plans to commute. Oakland City University, an affordable college education right in your backyard. Call today or visit this link to learn more about the Good Neighbor Scholarship.
We encourage you to subscribe to our YouTube channel, IndianaSRN. Hit the bell to get notifications for upcoming games and more. Watch as many games as you want, as many times as you want.
Scoring drive for the Tigers brought to you by Simplicity Furniture. They're located at 1309 North Green River Road in Evansville. Have fun shopping for furniture with the Coslets, Father Pat and sons Chase and Kelsey. The Tigers 7 plays, 85 yards, 2 minutes and 29 seconds. Caleb Elsherman out of the Wildcat. A 1-yard touchdown run makes it 7-0 Memorial. And here's the kickoff from Barrett.
On the left hash, kicks over to the right.
Will be returned from the 20 for the Warriors, running middle of the field. On the return, this is Xavier Brooks, and a decent return for Brooks, a sophomore, out past the 35-yard line.
Tanner Grease, good special teams coverage, as Harrison started their first drive on their own 34, as they'll start it in a little better field position on their own 37, down 7.
Tigers football brought to you by Wright's Memorial Athletic Booster Club. Join the tradition of supporting Memorial Athletics with the revamped and revitalized Booster Club. Like us on Facebook for more information.
Well, Harrison went deep on one play. That was a 3rd and long. As they'll look to get a sustained drive. That was some of the keys that Coach Sutton wanted. He just wanted to keep the offense on the field a little bit longer.
Trips wide receivers to the far side. The give is to Jackson, the senior running back. He marches right in between the tackles before he's yanked down at the 43-yard line. It's a solid gain of 6 for Jordan Jackson.
Joey Collins along with Carrick Johnson, but a good run. As if you can pick up 6 yards or more on first down, that's a good carry, and that's what he did, get 6.
Warriors did pick up 1 first down on their opening drive before they had to punt.
4 down linemen for the Memorial Tigers, 3 linebackers, good secondary, not real big, but they have some quickness. As They're having a little trouble getting in, and we're going to have a timeout.
So the Warriors burn the first timeout of the night. We'll step aside as well. 7-0 Tigers early in this ball game.
Why do our students love Wrights Memorial?
Because our academics prepare students to succeed in college and in life.
I believe in educating our students to their highest potential. I believe in creating a welcoming, faith-based learning environment. And I believe a memorial education is the foundation for a bright future.
Explore the endless possibilities at Wrights Memorial.
Melk, located in Evansville, Indiana, provides mechanical, electrical, and plumbing solutions nationwide. We deliver quality service to the industrial, commercial, and healthcare industries. If you have a big project, we bring big solutions. That includes designing and installing green energy systems that benefit your business. Our in-depth knowledge and commitment to safety make us the perfect partner in MEP contracting. Contact us for an estimate on your next project. Melk, big projects, big solutions.
5:26 to go in the first quarter. Harrison just called the first timeout of the game. They are facing a 2nd down and 4 from their own 43-yard line. Low snap, Clemens handles it, drops back to pass, under pressure, escapes one man, then just slides down. Flag came in. I think someone yanked Clemens' face mask, which should be a penalty against the Tigers, I believe.
Got good pressure, face mask. Good call, Jevin. Is it a 5-yard or a 15-yard variety? We'll find out.
I had a good look at it through my binoculars. I'd say it's a 5-yard penalty.
Right.
Didn't appear to be too vicious.
Inadvertent.
Yep.
As that will make up for the yardage that he went down about on the 30. The ball started at the 43, and he went down about on the 35-yard line.
So I guess they get a mulligan for that play. Just
a
do-over.
They'll still lose 3. No, this is a 15-yarder, and that'll get a first down. One by pass, one by penalty, and the ball moves to midfield.
Tigers sideline, not too happy with the 15-yard penalty. Again, live action looked like it just kind of brushed across the face mask. Anyways, Warriors get a first down at the midfield stripe. Tigers leading 7-0. Trips wide receivers to the far side for the Warriors. And the Tigers jumped off sides. Back-to-back plays. A penalty against the Memorial defense.
The Memorial defense has been the best offense for Harrison in this possession.
The Tigers defensively, they have been disciplined the last few weeks. Gave up 6 points against Mater Dei. Pitched a shutout against Central and held North scoreless in the second half, the game before that. So you're talking about allowing 6 points over the last 10 quarters, Mike.
I think most coaches will take that. Because kudos to the Memorial staff and defensive coordinator Ben Johnson. But not real happy in this possession, that's for sure. Give credit to Harrison. They've played some sound football so far.
First time Harrison is inside Memorial territory tonight. They give it to their running back, Jackson, dancing around, makes a man miss, and then explodes forward for the first down, a gain of 6. Tigers are saying the ball came loose, so they have it. But it appears that Jackson was down before the fumble, gain of 6, first down Harrison.
One by run, one by pass, one by penalty, 3 first downs. And you're right, they're down to the 39-yard line. And give credit to Jackson. That play was designed to go to the left, and he cuts all the way back over the right tackle and picks up the first.
So the second first down of this drive for Harrison sets up a 1st and 10 from the Tigers' 39-yard line. They give it to Wadlington, running right side, got a good block, 35-yard line, and lowers his shoulder head of steam before he is angled out of bounds right around the 30-yard line on the Tigers' sideline.
Jeremiah McGuire on the stop.
And there is a flag right around the area that Wadlington turned the corner. And it is a hold against Harrison, says our white hat, Dave Sinning, and our referee crew have Nick Alcorn, David George, Tim Alcorn, and Chris Brunson.
Wipes out about a 7-yard run, penalty from the line of scrimmage, so in essence a 17-yard penalty. The hold will mark it back to the Memorial 40. Memorial just playing 4 down linemen. Linebackers about 3 yards off the line of scrimmage, and the defensive backs back about 10. And they're respecting the speed of Harrison defensively so far in the contest. As Harrison, trying to get to the outside, has been able to turn the corner on a couple occasions.
So it is 1st and 19 for Harrison after the penalty. Ball at the Tigers' 48-yard line. Clements hands off right up the middle, and a healthy gain for Albert Wadlington, the senior. He cruises down to the Tigers' 35-yard line. It's a gain of 14 for the senior.
Draper along with Broshears on the stop as big double-digit run for Wadlington. Again, coming in, probably one of he along with Jackson, the 2 top runners for Harrison. So their deepest penetration so far down to the Memorial 34. And they're keeping the ball away from the Memorial offense. This drive more than 3 minutes long.
On 2nd and 5, they go right back to Wadlington, and he will lose a yard or 2 as quickly in there was linebacker Carrick Johnson, who is number 1 in tackles in this Tigers defense. That is his 44th tackle of the year.
And he was met also by Kelton Farmer. That one of the defensive linemen made the hit first, and he drove him back a yard or so.
So the Warriors facing a 3rd down and 6, and in this area of the field, they may view it as, hey, 2 plays to get the first down.
Yeah, this drive started on the Harrison 37 with 6:16 to go in the first quarter, and we'll be down to the 2-minute mark.
This will be the 8th play of the drive. Running back is Jackson, 4 wide receivers set. Clements drops back under pressure, gets away from one man, now takes off running. 35-yard line, 30. And he is chucked out of bounds. I think Clements got the first down.
He did.
Sam Brackett was trying to shut him off before he got to that first down stick, but Clements, the senior, rushes for a first down.
Good quickness. You can see Clemens looks like he's going to get sacked. Steps up, avoids the tackle, and then gets the first down. Good quickness, and that is one of the biggest assets, if not the biggest asset for the Harrison Warriors. Great athleticism. In fact, looking at Miles Terry, he was part of that 4x100 third place state final track team. Fresh set of downs.
Ball inside the 30-yard line. Warriors on the move here. Tigers have had the football just 1 time in this game. The give is to Jordan Jackson, and Jackson marches it inside the 25-yard line, and it's a gain of 5.
Breaks a couple tackles, McGuire and Farmer.
We've already seen Clements, the senior quarterback, get out of pressure a couple of times. Thought maybe the Tigers defense was going to dump him for a sack. Pressure's been there, but not able to bring him down.
As we talked about, that play clock getting down to around 10-15 seconds every play. Clemens coming in was minus 24 rushing, probably due to a lot of sacks, but showing some good speed and good running ability so far in this first quarter.
So he had his longest run this year, 22 yards for Clemens. On 2nd down, handoff goes to Wadlington, and tough sledding there as he loses a yard. Several white jerseys in on the tackle.
Jack Brackett, a couple defenders had a shot at him about a bigger yard loss. I have unofficially, that's the 5th tackle for loss for the Memorial Tigers. But Harrison driving.
Tigers defense came in with 18 tackles for losses through the first 4 weeks.
And a reminder, Jeff, this drive started with 6:16, so they're going to take off more than half a period if they don't score on this play right here.
I mentioned the Tigers had the ball just once in this quarter. That was for 2 minutes and 29 seconds. They did score in that drive, though.
Trips to the left, man-to-man coverage. Here comes the blitz.
Quick pass out here. It's caught by Wadlington, and he is brought down. It'll bring up 4th down. And that was Jeremiah McGuire, the junior linebacker, who had the tough assignment of bringing Wadlington down, but McGuire did the job.
Another tackle for loss, and we played 1 quarter.
And Harrison will have a 4th and about 8 when we return. 7-0 Tigers after 1 quarter.
Welcome to The Book Broker, your go-to business for any collectibles that you may require. Founded in 1975, we provide our services throughout Evansville, Indiana, and the surrounding areas. We specialize in comic books, sports cards, games and videos, and much more. With a knowledgeable and committed team, we strive for excellence and provide quality services. Throughout the Evansville area, we are the go-to used bookstore for books and video games or sports cards and vinyl records, and we make sure that you get the services that you need. As a used bookstore that specializes in collectibles, we offer a variety of products to fit everyone in the family, making sure that you get the most out of every dollar spent. For more information, call 812-479-5647 or stop by our website for more information. Come in today and escape your reality.
One quarter complete. 7-0 Tigers. Look at the Memorial defense, who has to be gassed. They have been out on the field for almost 10 minutes in that opening quarter. Again, the only possession the Tigers offense had in that first quarter was a 7-play, 85-yard drive that took just 2 minutes and 29 seconds. And now Harrison will have a 4th and 7 ball at the Tigers' 26-yard line.
Well, aided by 2 penalties for worth 20 yards and 36 yards on offense. So they've driven it 56 yards and take off 6:16 in a quarter as 4th down. As Harrison, they've got to get inside the 20 to keep the drive healthy.
This will be the 12th play of the drive. Warriors trying to keep it alive. Clemens to throw. Here comes some pressure. Clemens tries to take off running, and down he goes. Turnover on downs for the Warriors defense.
Lewis Seward comes in from his defensive tackle position and gets a quarterback sack, the 7th tackle for loss. Here's the replay as Clemens tries to step up, but Seward comes up, the senior. They're doing another great job defensively, comes up with the stop, and the Tigers get the ball.
Well, Seward, that's now his 3rd sack of the season. Also, he came in 2nd on the team in tackles and number 1 in tackles for losses. So it's a turnover on downs. And the Tigers offense will take over from their own 29-yard line, leading 7-0. And one of the Harrison guys up front jumped early, so it'll make it a 1st and 5 to start this drive. A reminder, Tigers football is brought to you by Oakland City University. They are Southern Indiana's premier faith-based professional university. Enter to learn, go forth to serve. Contact OCU at GoMightyOaks.com. 2 wide receivers here, the near side for the Tigers. Running back is Rode. Fisher to throw out in the flat, caught by Elsterman, makes a man miss, 40. Now running middle of the field, Elsterman to the 45, and he's gobbled up by a couple of red Harrison jerseys, but a big gain to Caleb Elsterman on a simple pass out in the flat. 1st down Tigers.
Just like a long handoff, he gets it out to Elsterman, and then one of the fastest runners, they get it out there on the 30, makes a man miss, cuts back, avoids a couple more tacklers, and finally gets run down after a big pickup. Goes from the 29 of Memorial out to the Tigers' 47, so a pickup of 18 yards and a 1st down.
Just underway here in the 2nd quarter. Tigers leading 7-0. They fake the handoff to Rode. Fisher moves to his right, flings it far sideline. The ball is overthrown. Here Pierce, double coverage. There was some contact, no flag. It's 2nd down.
Fisher fakes the run, rolls right. Pierce, one of the faster players on the Tiger squad. Couldn't move.
We do have a couple of SIAC scores, all in the 2nd quarter. Wrights leading Central 14-0. Mater Dei on top of Jasper 20-7. North leads Boise 6-0, and Vincennes and Castle tied at 14.
Well, a lot of points there.
That game being played at Castle. And both teams are 3-1.
Empty backfield, 5 receivers.
Fisher, all kinds of time to throw, shuffles to his left, now gets rid of it and rifles one through the hands of Porter Road. It's third down. I tell you what, good coverage by the Harrison secondary as that play went on forever.
That was a defensive back. Good effort there, good speed back there, glued on to the offensive receivers. Fisher finally had to roll out to the left and try to get Road. So that'll bring up a third down and long. So the Harrison Warrior defense looking to make it a 3 and out after giving up a touchdown on the first possession.
Both Collins and Caleb Elsherman to the far side. Hugh Pierce lined up here the near side, and now Rhodes switches spots to the right hip of Fisher on 3rd and 10.
Screen.
Caught by Leo Collins, looking for a block, doesn't have much running room, and Collins is stopped at the 48-yard line. That's just a short gain of 2.
Asher Horn comes up from his secondary, picks him up and down, and the Tigers will have to punt it away.
Asher Horn, a very good defensive player as well for Harrison. Talked about his offensive capabilities, but Horn came in number 2 in tackles on this defense.
Porter Road will be the punter, Jevin, as we'll have the speedsters number 1 and 2, Horn and Terry back.
Rhodes only punted twice this year, averaging right around 35 yards per punt. Booming kick here, and a fair catch was signaled. It bounces at the 10-yard line, and it will be deadened right around the 5-yard line. Another great punt by
they put it at the
Porter Road, yeah.
48-yard punt, no return.
I'll tell you what, the Tigers have a couple of good punters because I thought Donovan Baker did a good job before Road came in and took his spot doing that.
You can never have enough kickers.
Tigers football is brought to you by Mel K. For all your commercial, mechanical, electrical, and plumbing needs at Mel K, big projects, big solutions.
Well, the Tiger defense has got the Harrison Warriors inside the 5.
I think we have a flag. I see one laying over next to the Tigers sideline as our officials huddle up to discuss what happened on the previous play.
That's all it's been is a discussion so far. Well, John Hurley is 14-1 as a head coach against Harrison. In fact, in the last 16 games, Harrison's only won 1. That was in 2015 when Corey Brunson was the head football coach over here, and they won their last sectional.
Coach Brunson doing great things at Wrights as they're trying to move to 5-0 with a win at home against Central tonight. Mentioned just moments ago, Wrights up 14-0 in the second quarter. Well, I said there was a flag laying down on the far sideline, and now they pick it up. Okay, I was making sure it was a flag, but it looks like they moved it half the distance to the goal, so it's back to the 2.
Okay, so it's a 2-yard penalty. Maybe somebody came in out of bounds and it came back in at bounds. So 48 punt and a 2-yard penalty.
Never did see the signal from the white hat. I'm not saying he didn't give it, but I never saw it.
Yeah. We might have our first safety of the year.
They're still trying to get things figured out after the good punt from Porter Road. Now we're ready to go as the Warriors are backed up at their own 2-yard line. Tigers defense has recovered 1 fumble this year. They have 2 interceptions to their credit. Now will be a great time for one. Clements goes under center, I formation for the first time tonight. The give is to the fullback, squirting through for maybe a positive yard. We'll give him a yard, and it's kind of tough to tell from our angle of who that fullback was. You have a number, Mike?
I'm looking. No, I do not have a number.
I think it was the fullback Jordan Jackson who gained a yard. So it's 2nd and 9.
And my guess even on who made the tackle.
Didn't appear to be a clean snap and exchange from Clements to Jackson on that last play. It was pretty slow developing. Goes under center once again.
Yeah, Jackson's the fullback, so we'll give Jackson 2.
And one of the Tigers jumped early here on the outside. That was Joey Collins, who got a bit antsy. That gives the Warriors some breathing room. Well, that's the third penalty against the Tigers defense, right?
25 yards.
Well, that could open up the playbook a bit more here for the Warriors. 2nd and short from their own 9. They go to the running back, Wadlington, and he is pounded. First man in there to make contact was Kelton Farmer, the 6'4 senior. No gain.
And a help with about 3 other white shirts.
Talked about Farmer's ability, a very good wrestler as well. Physical type of player, 6'4", 245, came in 3rd on the team in tackles. Be a big stop here for the Tigers defense to keep the field flipped.
I'm sure Coach Johnson says, and Coach Hurley says, don't go off sides.
On 3rd down, they run off left tackle, and Wadlington near the first down marker appears to have enough for the first down. Needed about 3 yards and got 4.
Good offensive push. Herrick Johnson makes the stop, but not after they pick up their 3rd rushing first down, 5 total in the game. And that keeps the drive alive and keeps the clock moving. As we talked about, Harrison keeping the ball on offense, running clock, and keeping the Tigers' offense out. And this is Harrison's 3rd possession of the game. Memorial has only had the ball twice, and we're under 8 minutes to go here till halftime. Horn gets one-on-one coverage out here to the bottom.
Clements, ball is loose. It's on the turf. There's a scrum for it. Tigers say they have it, and they do. The Tigers defense scoops up the loose football. It's a turnover, and it's the 4th turnover the Tigers have forced this year.
Maybe we can get a replay here, but I think it was Lewis Seward. Look for number 4.
It was botched on the handoff. Yep, Seward came up with it. He had a sack moments ago, and now he picks up the fumble, and the Tigers will start this drive inside the red zone, which is brought to you by Peace of Mind Counseling.
So the takeaway by the defense gives Memorial an opportunity to do a quick score.
From the 12, this is Rode, cuts it inside, and he's wrapped up around the ankles, diving for the 7. Porter Road gains 5, 2nd down. The one Tigers score that we had was middle of the first quarter, the 1-yard scamper from Caleb Elshreman out of the Wildcat formation. Trips wide receivers bunch to the far side. This is Rode, right up the middle. Keeps those legs moving before he is bottled up right around the 5-yard line. And it's 3rd and short.
Take your pick, about 3 or 4, 5, 6 different red jerseys. Up off last was Tanner Yarborough along with Jay Sutton.
Officially 3rd and 3 from the Harrison 5. And before the snap, we have whistles and a flag here from the near sideline. And it's offsides against Harrison.
Be half the distance, could be close to a first down.
It's going to be about 3rd and 1. Well, Mike, if you're the offensive coordinator for the Tigers, what's your go-to play here? 3rd and short, you're inside the 5.
Well, they've got good speed onto the outside defensively, so I'm going to try to run it between the tackles. Get a good offensive line surge.
Well, I like the Wildcat setup where you have Elshreman just following Rode as a blocker.
We won't get that this time.
Especially run to the right side with the big Edward Hardig. You are correct. Fisher is the quarterback here, 3rd and short. They give it inside to Pierce. And Pierce was almost backpedaling toward the goal line. I think he should have enough for the first down.
Yeah, they get it down to the 1.
Got to be first and goal from the 1.
That's where everybody moves to the right, and it's a cutback by the slot back. New wrinkle there for the Tigers offensively, but it picks up a key first down. And this drive started on the Harrison 12 on a fumble recovery by Lewis Seward. Just outside the 1.
They're going to bring the chains out and measure.
Okay.
Our first measurement of the night.
We haven't had too many of these this year.
Well, I was trying to remember another one that we've had. Maybe week 1 at Jasper, but
yeah.
It is a first down for the Tigers.
We had it all along, didn't we?
Could have saved in about 30 seconds. Whenever I did games on the radio the last 3 years for Wrights, I was working with Joe Patton, who used to coach basketball, and still a teacher at Wrights High School. But we had a game where before they'd measure, he'd guess whether or not it's a first down. He kept track throughout the year. He was a big math guy and kept all kinds of stats.
Zaven Seabury along with Kalen Miller, a couple of defensive tackles. They'll run out of the I this time. They'll bring in Seward. He scored a touchdown last week from the 1, and he gets hammered.
He ran right into a brick wall, did Lewis Seward, and popping out of that pile was linebacker Jay Sutton, who says, no, sir. He stops him, second down.
He might have lost. No gain we'll give him. I think Harrison watched the tape from last week against Mater Dei, and they said, bring in 4, he's going to get it. You might want to fake it this time and go to an different option.
An impressive tackle by the sophomore Sutton. Say the Tigers can cash in here on second down. They give this to Porter Road right up the middle, and he gets in. Touchdown, Tigers. It is Porter Road from 2 yards out, his third rushing touchdown of the season, and the Tigers capitalize after the Warriors fumble.
Nothing fancy there. They run them off the left side, and they get 6. There we go. They get a Seward, a lead block, cuts back inside, goes in standing up.
It'll bring on Pate Barrett for the PAT. After his make in the first quarter, he's 6 for 8 in PATs this year. I think someone jumped early on the Harrison side. Kick was good by Barrett, and we do have an offside against the Warriors, and so Memorial's offense will come out, and they will go for 2.
We saw that last week, and Mater Dei got stopped by the Memorial defense. So are you going to take the points? No, I guess not.
It was interesting last week because when Mater Dei did that, they still threw the football. When they had it inside the 2, you'd think if you're going to go for it, after the penalty, you just go ahead and run it. So here comes the Tigers offense as they will go for the 2-point conversion. Right now leading 13-0 middle of the second quarter.
One-on-one coverage there for the wide receivers.
Fisher pitches it to Road. Skips around one guy, and he is shut off. So the 2-point conversion is no good for Porter Road and the Tigers, but they are enjoying a 13-0 lead here in the second quarter.
Devin Hedison on the stop.
Students love Wrights Memorial.
Memorial helps me find the right rhythm on stage and in my education. I believe in developing my craft. I believe in building a community. And now, I believe I can hit the right notes in all aspects of life.
Showcase your talents at Wrights Memorial.
short kick after the Tigers score is fouled on by DeCarlos Seawood for the Warriors. And we recap the last scoring drive for the Tigers after the Warriors fumbled. Memorial took over at the Harrison 12. They go 5 plays, 12 yards, a minute 56. Porter Road, a 2-yard rushing touchdown, his 3rd rushing score of the season. And the Tigers went for 2, failed to make it, so that's why it is 13-0.
Harrison's had the ball 13 minutes and 9 seconds so far. And there's still 5:14 to go in the half.
Well, before their last drive, which was a quick drive because of the fumble, they went 12 plays, eventually a turnover on downs. Clements on 1st and 10 heaves it deep down the middle of the field, and a leaping attempt is incomplete, trying to hook up with Miles Terry, the junior wide receiver.
Got to utilize that speed. That's hooked up. Gotten 3 long touchdowns with Horn and Asher so far. Actually 4 touchdown receptions, and all of them in the long variety.
Say Terry has an 80-yard touchdown catch this year.
And so they're going to have to do that at least once or twice a quarter. Does stop the clock, though, just 5 seconds off. Memorial's already given up 5 first downs.
On 2nd and 10, Jordan Jackson, the running back, gets his number called, trying to squeeze through the middle, and he crashes into Carrick Johnson, and then he is helped out by a few more of his teammates. Gain of about a yard for Jordan Jackson's 3rd down.
Tough sledding. They're going off the left side. I have Memorial unofficially 116 yards of offense here in this first half. As with a couple of yards there, I have Harrison unofficially 50 yards of offense.
Tigers defense has forced 1 fumble tonight. They have not forced a 3-and-out yet. Chance to do it here on 3rd down. Clements under some pressure. Escapes the pocket, running near sideline, calls for a block, and then he gets sandwiched out of bounds. Tiptoeing just past the 40-yard line of the 41, shy of the 1st down.
Give him 5. Well, they can put it at the 41, give him 5 yards. So with 4:11 to go, do you punt it away? Yes, they do. Coach Sutton says yes.
Tricky thing, too, is the Tigers get the football to start the 3rd quarter, so if Memorial can put together a scoring drive here, they'll be in good shape.
Desmond Johnson, Hugh Pierce.
Speaking of halftime, is it Larry Mattingly you said the halftime
Larry
guest?
Mattingly, longtime coach and teacher and Mr. Memorial. What a great opportunity. You got to stick around, especially all you Memorial alumni. You've known Coach Mattingly.
Before the punt, flag came from the far sideline.
It'll be interesting. Our Rockabar player of the game, still a long way to go. Procedure against the Warriors. That's their 5th penalty for a total of 25 yards.
So the Tigers will get the ball back with about 4 minutes to go here in the 2nd quarter. Short punt comes up, 35-yard line, head of steam on the return past the 40. That is Hugh Pierce, and Pierce had to catch that in stride, blazing forward. The Tigers will get fairly solid field position at their own 43-yard line. Tigers football brought to you by Pet Food Center, with locations on Evansville's east, west, and north sides, also in Newburgh and Owensboro, Kentucky. Anything you want for your pet, we've got it at Pet Food Center.
28-yard punt, 5-yard return, so the Memorial Tigers set up shop on their own 43-yard line, looking to improve on that 13-0 lead over Evansville Harrison.
Single wide receiver near side on your screen is Luke Elsterman. Fisher back to throw on 1st down, pumps one, middle of the field. It is caught by Leo Collins right at the 1st down stick. Gain of 9 or 10. The senior Leo Collins, who was injured the first 3 weeks of the regular season. Came back in week 4 at Mater Dei. Had a great game. 4 catches, 84 yards, and a touchdown. They'll give him 9 on that strike from Fisher, 2nd and short.
Do that outside curl, come back to the ball. Made it about a yard short. Full complement of timeouts for the Tigers.
Their 2 scoring drives have been quick drives in terms of time. The give is to Rode, weaving right in the middle of the field to the 40. Carrying a tackler inside the 35, down to the 33. Rumbling is Porter Rode. He gains 10, first down Tigers.
9 first downs, 5 by the pass. They'll go quick.
Little juke move there by Rode.
No huddle offense by the Tigers. Now they'll look to the sidelines. Coach Hurley assesses the Warriors defense. Signals in a play. It's a pass.
Fisher to throw again, goes far side. Catch is made by Caleb Elsherman, the senior.
Waddlington right there on the stop. Pick up of about 6. It's that 3-step drop, quick pass.
Fisher, the sophomore, came in through 3 games in which he has seen action this year, completing over 60% of his passes. It'll be 2nd and 4, 2.5 to go here in quarter number 2. Fisher in some trouble, and down he goes as a flag flies.
Jackson on the sack. Could be a hold. And that'll be the case. It'll be refused.
Sack goes to Jordan Jackson.
Goes from the 27 to the 38, so a minus 11 on the sack. Missed block there. Options being explained to Coach Sutton. He said, we're going to take the sack.
Yeah.
That's just like a penalty.
Make it 3rd down, yeah.
Minus 11 on Fisher.
I'm trying to think. I can't remember another time where Fisher was sacked, at least for a big loss like that.
I don't think he had a couple runs early on before he got the start last week where he minus yardage. In fact, I think he came in with -1. So this will be 3rd and long.
Yeah, 3rd and 15 for the Tigers. Warriors showing blitz as you saw Jay Sutton start to creep up to that line. Now he backs off.
They run a screen sometimes on this.
Fisher in the pocket, spins one near the 30-yard line. It's caught by Caleb Elsherman, and he's twisted out of bounds, shy of the first down, but they get enough yardage to where they can go for it here on 4th down.
That was all 4 receivers. You go long. And Elsperman did a quick out about 12. So this will bring up a 4th down. Under 2 minutes.
Caleb came in with 6 catches before play tonight. He's got several here in the first half. 4th and about 4 for the Tigers. Coming up on 90 seconds here in the second quarter.
Play clock down to 6.
Fisher, quick pass, 1st down. Brought in by Leo Collins. That's a good guy to go to. The senior wide receiver keeps the drive alive.
He's a big target, that's for sure. 6'3", 215, plays a little bigger. Nothing fancy here. The defender playing off, goes about 6 yards, catches, goes down.
And Tigers still with all 3 timeouts, still 72 seconds to go. Screen pass coming back for it is Collins. Catch is made at the 20-yard line. Another flag flies.
I think they, on that quick green, they might have had a block in the back.
It is a block in the back against the Tigers. How many penalties is that total now?
That's 4. But they've come in inopportune times. You can have just a few penalties, but if they come in a big play or disrupt a long drive and a block in the back, not only do you lose the yardage on the play, you lose the 10. So it's back to the Harrison 31.
I was about to say, feels like a lot more than just 4 penalties. So it's 1st and long. Ball at the 31-yard line. Clock starts to move inside of a minute now. Tigers with their kicker, Pate Baird, has made a 34-yard field goal this year. The Tigers still with 3 timeouts, thinking a touchdown. On play action, the pass goes across the middle, caught by Caleb Elsterman inside the red zone, down to the 15-yard line. And a timeout is called by the Tigers, stopping the clock with 33 seconds to go. This the first timeout that Coach Hurley has used.
Elsterman did a nice job getting beyond the second-level linebackers, but in front of, cut his route off a little bit of the defensive backs. They were playing cover 2 defensive backs deep. Here we go. Watch Elsterman on your left side of the screen. Gets past the linebackers right in front of the defensive back. And coming up, making the stop for Harrison was Seawood. But a good pass, good catch. A couple yards after, as you said, they were in the red zone.
You've seen this a time or two in our broadcast this year when
I don't know why the play clock is running.
When a big play is made, we see what the top speed is for the player. It's brought to you by Telemetry Sports. For more than 6 years, Telemetry Sports has been working with the NFL and multiple college football teams as a data and technology provider. Player speeds and accelerations that they are providing us is generated using computer vision, the same technology as autonomous vehicles. As you watch these players, keep in mind that over 18 miles per hour is very fast and impressive for a high school and college athlete.
And I'll apologize to the clock operator, because what they do when they get a timeout, they get the 60 seconds running on the clock. So 33 seconds. I'll have to watch from that, especially kudos to this scoreboard crew here.
It is 2nd and 7 for the Tigers, coming out of their timeout, ball at the 16-yard line. Fisher steps up in the pocket, now takes off running the 10. Fisher to the 5, near sideline sliding, and depending on where they spot it, he'll be inside the 5. A rush of about 13 yards for Matthew Fisher, 1st and goal.
Good heads-up play. Fisher couldn't find a receiver. Here's a replay. Looks, steps up, decides to run after he looks again, gets it out inside. Could have maybe cut it up, but wanted to get some yardage and get another play in. Get it to a running back this time.
Fisher moves to his right on 1st and goal, calls for a block from Porter Road, and scampering toward the end zone, crashing in, is Matthew Fisher. Touchdown Tigers. The sophomore has his first rushing touchdown, and hopefully he's okay.
Well, he got hit by a couple of defenders there. Sutton was one of them. And he's up.
So Fisher from 3 yards out makes it 19-0 Memorial on the 10th play of that drive. You saw him call for the block here from Road.
He was pointing, I think, one Road go out in the flat. Good defense, good hit, but it was about a yard too late.
So Baird on for the PAT. Tigers elected to go for 2 last time after the offsides penalty from the Warriors, and then failed to convert that. His kick from Barrett is good. So it is 20-0 Tigers with 18 seconds left here in the second quarter from Romaine Stadium.
Support the local economy and save more when you shop at the Pet Food Center. We have over 6,000 pet-related items for dogs, cats, birds, fish, reptiles, turtles, rabbits, hamsters, gerbils, and more. Anything you want for your pet, we've got it. Includes full lines of the best pet food, birdseed, a full line of heated pet products, pet clothing, toys, and more. Walk in, curbside pickup, shop online, and free local delivery.
Anything you want for your pet, we've got it. The Pet Food Center.
Why do our students love Wrights Memorial?
Because I can grow stronger on the field and in my faith. I believe in my teammates. I believe in my classmates. And through Christ, I believe I can accomplish anything.
Come live your faith at Wrights Memorial.
Tigers cash in with a late second quarter score to put them up 3 possessions now. It is 20-0 Tigers. Here's a squib kick that will be returned by Asher Horn. Horn with some speed, far sideline of the 40. Horn midfield stripe. He has one man left to beat, and he's brought down from behind right around the 30-yard line. The good thing for the Tigers is there is just 6 seconds left, but Asher Horn just about had a house call.
Good hustle that time as McGuire runs him down. Cuts outside. Tigers lose contain. Running down the sidelines. Barrett, the kicker, comes up short. Cuts back. And McGuire runs him down.
All right, so if you're Harrison here, you got time for one play. 6 seconds left.
Well, Harris deepest penetration has been the Memorial 29. It's at the Tigers 31. 1, maybe 2 plays if you get this one off quickly. It's got to be a pass.
Maybe a chance to throw it up to Miles Terry. He is their tallest wide receiver at 6'3". Also have tight end Brooks Thomas at 6'7". Here we go on first down. Pass toward the end zone will not make it. It falls short, and there is 1 second left on the clock. So Harrison will get one more try at it. Recapping that last scoring drive for the Tigers, they went 10 plays, 57 yards, 3 minutes and 47 seconds. And it was a 3-yard touchdown run from the sophomore, Matthew Fisher. Scoring recap is brought to you by Simplicity Furniture. They are located at 1309 North Green River Road in Evansville. Have fun shopping for furniture with the Coslets, Father Pat and sons Chase and Kelsey.
Get those guys deep about the 5-yard line. Keep everybody in front of you and hope the 4 guys rush can get to Clemens before he can get it off. Same formation, empty backfield.
Tigers rush 4. Ball thrown toward the end zone, and it is incomplete. That is how the first half comes to an end. It was a good shot. Miles Terry, the 6'3 junior, is who they were targeting. And the Tigers will take a 20-0 lead into the locker room here at Harrison High School. Some other scores across the SIAC. These first 2 scores are still in the second quarter. On the west side of the Wrights Bowl, the Panthers are on top of Central, 20-0. North leads Boise, 20-0. These other 2 scores are at halftime. Model Day leading Jasper, 20-7. And Castle at halftime has a 1-score lead on Vincennes at 21-14. We'll recap the first half scoring here in this game between the Tigers and the Warriors. Memorial had the ball just once in the first quarter. That's all they needed to get on the board. A 7-play, 85-yard drive that took 2 minutes and 29 seconds. Caleb Elshman, a 1-yard touchdown run, made it 7-0 Tigers with 6:16 left in the first quarter. The next score came with 5 minutes and 16 seconds in the second quarter. Porter Road from 2 yards out capped off a 5-play, 12-yard drive that was set up by a Harrison fumble. Tigers went for 2, failed to make it. It was 13-0 Tigers, and then the final score came just moments ago on the Fisher 3-yard touchdown run. 20-0 Tigers with 18 seconds left in the second quarter. That was a 10-play, 57-yard drive that took 3 minutes and 43 seconds. The Tigers going for a 3rd straight win here this evening, as after tonight's game, the Tigers will be home for 3 of the final 4 games of the season against Boise next week. Wrights week 7 at Vincennes week 8, and Castle week 9. Real quick, Mike, before we go to break here for our halftime show, just your thoughts from the first half.
Defense for Memorial played well, didn't break, bent a little bit as the Memorial Tigers, again, they get the ball in the first half 4 times and gets 3 touchdowns. I think you'd take that percentage any day of the week.
Tigers football is brought to you by The Book Broker. You can buy new and used comics, sports cards, and sports memorabilia. Get your favorite gaming and video games, and also Blu-ray and DVDs. Of course, you can get books at The Book Broker, located at 2717 Covert Avenue in Evansville. Again, our halftime guest will be Larry Mattingly. Mike Scavaro will have you set up with that halftime interview coming up next. The Tigers enjoying a 20-0 lead at Harrison on IndianaSRN.
Football fans, welcome back to Friday night, to pure spirits, to pure sports. Welcome back to high school football.
Fans, I'm IHSAA Commissioner Paul Knighty, and I just want to say, welcome back!
This is Friday night. This is Indiana high school football. This is your IHSAA.
When I'm at a Super Bowl and I walk in that stadium at kickoff time and I see that football sitting down there on that field, I get goosebumps because I sewed that football. I am Jane Helser. I recently retired. I started working at Wilson on April 13th, 1966. I was 19 years old. I put an application at Wilson. I got the job, never thinking that I'd be there for 48 years. I enjoyed what I did, so I just stayed.
The Wilson football factory here, it's actually like a secret. I was raised about 20 miles from here and never even knew this place was here. We make NFL footballs year-round. We manufactured the ball for every Super Bowl, and every point scored in the NFL since 1941 has been scored with a Wilson football. Jane was the longest tenured employee when she retired.
I would get up at about 3:30 in the morning to be on the job at 5 a.m. I had to oil up my machine every day. I could sew about 150 footballs a day. A football is made from a big piece of leather. It's cut out like a cookie cutter, and that panel is split down to a certain size. They're stamped with a logo, and then there's a lining that's put on it to hold the shape of the ball. When I get the football, it's in 4 panels. There's the top 2 panels. Those 2 are sewed together, leaving the opening. Then I sew the bottom 2 panels together. After the lace holes are punched and the seam are pounded down, then I sew the full section together. The rule of thumb is you don't make a good football sewer until you run a needle through your finger. One time the needle just slid up underneath the foot, stuck in my finger. They put an ice pack on it, took me to the doctor, he cut it out, and I went back to work the rest of the afternoon. I'm tough. The turner gets the nice job of turning it right side out. Then it goes to the lacer, he or she, puts a bladder in it and then laces it. After it goes to the lacer, it's molded. Then the ball is ready to be inspected.
Sewing the football together is probably the most important quality as far as manufacturing. The ball has to have perfect seams, the ends have to line up perfectly, and therefore I think sewing is probably the most critical job in manufacturing the ball. We do not want to change the product in its total, because the most important thing is the integrity of football. So our thing's consistency, make a consistent product that feels the same to the player every time they pick it up.
There's a cold swing. I tell people that I've been to 9 Super Bowls, but I've never been to an Ohio State football game. I've been to Miami twice, Tampa twice, Arizona twice, soon to be the 3rd time, New Orleans and Indianapolis. I'm just a worker that got a job when I was 19 years old and stayed there and was able to try to do the best job I could. And I've been rewarded greatly for it.
All I ever wanted was to feel loved. He said he loved me. My friends told me it wasn't a big deal. They thought he was so cool. but they didn't know what he wanted me to do.
All I ever wanted was to feel loved. You have no idea the kind of pressure I felt to take things to the next level. Things were moving so fast. I was basically the only person in the freshman class who hadn't done it yet. So we did.
I loved him.
I thought she loved me.
My health class had CPR at school. I stayed after class to talk with the instructor about it. They showed me that it didn't have to be that way.
They showed me that I get to make my own choices.
There is another way.
That's the best thing CPR gives you. Another way. A better way.
A healthy way. Sometimes you don't see it because you're in your own world, but they don't make you feel bad. They talk to you like a real person, and they save kids from really unhealthy decisions. They tell the truth, and they know what they're talking about. So yeah, my life was different. I started to choose the better way.
I honestly don't know where I'd be or what I'd be doing had it not been for CPR.
Becoming a licensed sports official is a great way to make a positive difference in the community and support the over 160,000 Indiana student athletes that participate across 21 IHSAA sports. Sports officiating allows you to stay connected to the game, become a role model for our young student athletes, earn extra money, and support the patrons and communities of our IHSAA member schools. To learn more about becoming a licensed IHSAA official, log on to ihsaa.org/officials today.
Welcome back to Romaine Stadium in Evansville, Indiana, on the east side of Evansville, where Evansville Memorial leads Evansville Harrison 20-0 at halftime. As I am Mike Scavara along with Jevin Redmond and my halftime guest, longtime teacher, coach, and the most recognized teacher at Memorial. And for all of you alumni and friends and families, great to have Larry Mattingly along with us here at halftime to talk a little football and find out what else is going on. And Larry, I know you used to be the head football coach here from 2000 to 2007, and you can't keep away. What do you do during the game here for this season's football season?
Well, pretty much what I did when I was head coach, not much. I help out with the stats. A couple of years ago in the pandemic year, you had some young men, students that would help, and my son Sam, and the limits on people getting to go to the game, and me and a classmate of mine, Mark Killebrew, decided, it's a good way we can go to the games, and so we joined the stat crew, and then his dad joined, and we have a real good time. And it's kind of like a referee's crew, we get together every Friday and have our own little routines and have a great time doing it. It's good. It's just great to be a part of it.
37 years as a teacher and a coach, a lot of highlights. You've had a lot of students come your way. Just your thoughts about teaching at Memorial High School.
Well, you shared 3 years with me. And all I can say is blessed. It's a wonderful place to work, and all 6 in my family went there, and it's kind of like public schools used to be in the old days. Like my mom and dad went to Cannleton, and everybody in the community's involved, and we still have that. And a lot of the same names, a lot of changes too, but a wonderful place to work. I think Ralph Weinzaffel really instilled that in anybody that was ever around him. That I can still remember when we lost a heartbreaking semi-state game back in '88 to Roncalli, and Ralph was heartbroken and all that, but about 2 o'clock in the morning he said, what do I have to gripe about? I get to go back Monday morning and work with great kids from great families. And he was right. And, I hope I don't ever take that for granted. It's a great place to work.
Well, you're still coaching. You're the wrestling coach. How many years have you been doing that?
This will be 36, I guess, as head coach, but all 37 years. Ralph kind of handed it to me, and I didn't even interview. You know, we just started my second year, and he told me I was head coach now, and I said, well, okay. And he stayed for 11 years with me, and no, we had a great time, and just any minute you can spend with that guy's a good time. And he also started he started our wrestling program in '65. He also started Mount Vernon's in '61. And now Ralph, just getting to be around him, I was kind of like his seventh kid for a while there, and it was a good place to be.
Larry Mattingly, a Memorial coach and teacher here at halftime, where Evansville Memorial leads 20-0. What would you like to share with everyone listening, Larry? Just your final thoughts here on being at Memorial the whole time, and what has it meant? I know you've touched a lot of lives, but what has it meant to your life?
Oh, that's really hard to put into words. You know, I think the last year I coached, we started out about 0-7, and when we started to pray before a game, I thought, well, we shouldn't pray for a win, because I don't think the big guy upstairs cares who wins the game. And I kind of came up with a little mantra that we should be grateful that we get to play a great game with a great group of people for a great school. And I just tell the kids every day to try to be grateful for where they're at, what they're doing, and those they're doing it with. And whether they hear it or not, I hope they do, but that's to remind me, you know, to be grateful for what I'm doing, where I'm at. And the relationships you get, like even coming over here to Harrison, you know, I'm down there talking to Andre and Dave Mays and Matt Masterson, and you know, in wrestling statewide, I've gotten to meet so many just great people, and you know, just to be included with them and get to hang around them is such an honor. And the older I get, the more it becomes about that, you know, things do, and it's just it's wonderful. I'm just glad that I've worked for some great principals and athletic directors that let me do what I love to do, and very, very blessed guy, Mike.
Well, you talked about all the great families that have come through Memorial. Your family, your mom and dad, and your siblings contributed a lot to the legacy of and tradition of Memorial High School.
Well, some more than others. I had a sister that was valedictorian. I'm awful proud to talk about that. And, my brother Mark and I weren't athletes, but my brother David was a fantastic athlete, and I grew up getting to watch him play. I was just talking to Jevin about that. Back when my brother played against his dad, and Mount Vernon and Memorial had some just wars in the regionals in baseball. And, you know, it was great growing up around that. And I realized I wasn't him. I got to give a shout out to my old friend Steve Bagby. Steve was my grade school football coach, and I was a short, fat guy. And Steve said, first off, Beaver, you're not your brother David. And no, he taught me it was all right to be me. And, you know.
Well, you've been me, and you've done a lot of contributions to Memorial, and I'm going to thank everybody that you've touched. I'm going to thank you publicly for doing that.
No need to. I should be thanking everybody. It's just wonderful, and everybody should be as lucky as I am to have a job they like to go to every day. And of course, my family sacrificed so I can go, as my wife says, play reindeer games. But no, it's been wonderful, and I hope to do it at least 10 more years to get me to 70. If the good Lord willing, and I keep my mouth shut and don't say something that gets me fired.
Well, I don't think that's going to happen. Well, Larry Mattingly, I'm going to let you get back to your work as keeping stats here, and appreciate you taking the time to come and talk with us.
Well, I also would be remiss if I didn't mention all the years we scouted together and some of the trips we took, including to Hammond, Indiana, to have a very, what I'd say, ethnic meal cooked by your mother up there.
Well, that was certainly.
That was, man, that was great. And Lynn Will was with us, the old legend from modern day, and we've gotten to do a lot of neat things together, Mike, and thanks for having me. I love you, buddy, and I appreciate all you've done, too.
Right. And don't forget Eric Seib. All right, we are at halftime. We're going to start the second half here in just a bit as the Memorial Tigers and the Harrison Warriors come back on the field, and we'll talk more football right after these messages.
We encourage you to subscribe to our YouTube channel, IndianaSRN. Hit the bell to get notifications for upcoming games and more. Watch as many games as you want, as many times as you want.
Oakland City University is a private Christian college at a state school price. Check out the Good Neighbor Scholarship that allows for a major savings on tuition and is available to any first-time student living within 60 miles of campus with plans to commute. Oakland City University, an affordable college education right in your backyard. Call today or visit this link to learn more about the Good Neighbor Scholarship.
Back here at Romaine Stadium, we're ready to go for the start of the second half with Memorial in front, 20-0. The Tigers will get the football first alongside Mike Scavara. I'm Jevin Revin, and thanks to Larry Mattingly for hopping on during our halftime show.
What a great interview, huh? We probably could have talked all the way through the second half, and and not a lot of folks probably would have cared. We could have just shown it, and we could have had Larry and could have done a little play-by-play there. Well, kicking off for Harrison will be Luke Watkins, as we're about ready for second half action.
Tigers got a late score in the second quarter to pad their lead. And they'll try to score first here in the second half as they get the opening kickoff. It's kicked to the far side, returned from the 10-yard line. This is Elsherman on the return, weaving to the 30, 35-yard line, 40. Still on his feet, Elsherman to the 50, stiff arm, and he is brought down by the kicker after Elsherman stiff-armed him. But Caleb with a great return. The Tigers will start in Harrison territory.
As Coach Hurley said, at quarterback he was good, but by having him returning kicks and running the football and receiving the football, he's made big contributions as the Tigers will start in Harrison territory for the second time in this ball game.
The other time was when the Warriors fumbled at the 12-yard line. That was in the second quarter. Three wide receivers set, couple of running backs as Elsherman and Rode. They go to Elsherman, right up the gut, and he is twisted down at the 45-yard line. Pickup of 3 for Caleb Elsherman, who came in 18 rushes, 87 yards.
Brandon Phillips along with Wadlington. Yeah, he starts that's a good way to start the second half, a 42-yard kickoff return.
Again, they have Rode and Elsherman in the backfield with sophomore quarterback Matthew Fisher. And offsides against the Warriors. That was Jordan Jackson who got a bit antsy.
Offsides has been the penalty of choice. 3 for the Warriors, 2 for the Tigers.
Reminder, the Tigers football is brought to you by Scott Stratman, attorney at law, an experienced and affordable Evansville attorney for over 28 years. Give him a call, 812-425-5345 for help with litigation and estate and nursing home planning.
Harrison has tightened up their linebackers. Looks like a blitz.
Here they come. Fisher just throws it into the turf. A wise decision. They were trying to set up that screen pass to Leo Collins, but the heat came quickly from the Warriors.
Well, he could have got it off. There were only about 4 defenders past the line of scrimmage because there was 7 of them past the line of scrimmage.
So 3rd and 2.
Tigers trying to take advantage of that good kickoff return by Caleb Elsperman.
Single wide receiver far side is Leo Collins. The give is to Rode. He squeezes through and picks up about 2 yards right around that first down marker. And it looks like Jack Cassidy came out of that play a bit gimpy. Hopefully he's okay. This will depend on the spot in terms of a first down.
Tanner Yarborough, the man on the initial hit for Harrison.
White Hat thinking about it, and I think we're going to have our second measurement of the night. All right, Mike Scavara, what do you think? First down or is it fourth down? What's your prediction?
I'm going to give him a first down.
Is that what you're hoping for?
No, I'm just going to say I think it's a first down because I looked over at the sticks and it looks like it's past the hash mark, and the stick was a little bit short of the hash mark. These old eyes. Let's see if they were correct.
The Mike Scavara eyes are Incorrect.
Oh, incorrect.
Just a few
Maybe
inches short.
That's those old eyes, I guess. Well, do you go for it? You're up 20-0, playing good defense, shutout. Why not?
When you need less than 6 inches in high school football, I don't care where you're at, you go for it.
Lewis Seward will come in at fullback. First time he carried the ball, they stuffed him. Run out of the I. Bring in a tight end right side.
Give us the fullback, Seward. He drives the pile forward and easily picks up the first down. The ball might have scored it loose unless he was down before the ball got knocked away. I think the Tigers came up with it anyway, so it's a first down Memorial.
Well, I'm sure that maybe Coach Olson and Coach Carey challenged the offensive line there and said, we need a line surge, and they got it.
Well, this Tigers offense averaging just over 13 points per game. Bit misleading as without some weapons the first 2 weeks, but this will be the third straight week they've scored more than 20 points. On first down, Fisher in the pocket, spins one across the middle. Nice grab by Luke Elsherman, then spinning after the catch and taking it inside the red zone, just shy of the 10.
From the 34 to the 10, so a big 2-4 pickup and another first down. I got unofficially 8 first downs via the pass. Here's your replay. Good protection by the offensive line. Steps up. There's that pocket that you look at. Elsperman, good yards after the catch. Spins away from the defender and gets it down just short of the 10. They mark it at the 11.
On first down, here is the wide receiver screen pass. Caught by Leo Collins. Turns it inside of the 5. Still on his feet. Touchdown Tigers. Leo Collins, his second touchdown catch of the season. This on a wide receiver screen pass. It's 26-0 Memorial.
Just that quick pass, quick screen, and then Collins does the red as runs it in from 11 yards for number 11.
Tigers will kick the PAT with Barrett. For Fisher, that is his third touchdown pass of the season. All the Tigers' scores in the first half were on the ground. And the kick is good from Peyton Barrett. The Tigers score at the end of the first half, and they start the second half off with an efficient 6-play scoring drive, 27-0 Tigers. Tigers score to start the third quarter. They're in front 27-0. Kickoff from Barrett goes to the far side of the field, returned by Asher Horn, who had a solid return ending the second quarter, and he has another good return here into Tigers territory, and he is brought down by the kicker inside the 30-yard line. So pretty much deja vu for Asher Horn. Back-to-back good kickoff returns from him.
He had a 50-yarder to start to wrap up the first half. He catches it at the 11, comes to the middle, then cuts out to the right side, makes a couple guys miss, and it's just a foot race. And the freshman and the kicker runs them down. So from the 11 all the way down to the Tigers 28, the deepest penetration to start a drive. In fact, the deepest penetration for Harrison the entire ball game. 57-yard kickoff return.
From the Tigers' 28-yard line. They give his to Wadlington, and he tried to turn the corner, but he was angled out of bounds before he could do that. So a short gain for Albert Wadlington want to recap that last scoring drive again for the Tigers, brought to you by Simplicity Furniture. They are located at 1309 North Green River Road in Evansville. Have fun shopping with furniture, or have fun shopping for furniture with the Coslets, Father Pat and sons Chase and Kelsey. It was a 6-play, 48-yard drive, 2 minutes and 42 seconds. They give him 2 yards on that carry by Wadlington. 2nd and 8 for the Warriors. Here is Jackson, yanked down from behind, mauled by a couple of Tigers.
Kelton Farmer gets another tackle for loss.
Came in number 2 in that category on the team. Before play tonight. And it's 3rd and 10, a loss of 2 there for Wadlington.
And officially, I have the 7th tackle for loss. Harrison's got a couple. And a sack. So I'll bring up a 3rd down. 10 to go. Certainly 4-down territory, trailing 27-0 here with 8 minutes to go in the 3rd quarter.
Clements on 3rd and 10. Tigers bring 4. Some pressure. Clements escapes on the run, flings it near side, and it's incomplete. And a couple of Warriors in the area, one of which was Wadlington. And now a late flag comes in. Also, Miles Terry, wide receiver, was in the area.
I think the coaching staff talked him into pass interference, and I think they might be right.
So pass interference against the Tigers. Looked like there was some contact before the ball got there. I don't think the catch was going to be made anyways, but still there was contact before the pass, and flag came from our back official well after the play.
That 15-yard variety. Porter Road had 7 carries for 44 yards to lead the rushing. And Fisher was 10 of 13 for 107 yards in that first half.
And now another flag is thrown by our FAR official. This could possibly be a sideline warning. Coach Hurley was not happy with that last pass interference. And that is what it was called, a sideline warning.
And unofficially 50 yards offense in that first half for Harrison. So deep its penetration in the red zone for the Harrison Warriors the first time.
Harrison trying to get on the board here. About 4 minutes gone, 3rd quarter. Clements on 1st down, flips it out to Jackson, catches made at the 10. Jackson to the 5, diving for the end zone, and just short is Jordan Jackson. They've got the 1st down. Harrison set up well now, 1st and goal at the 1.
If he didn't make it, it's awful close. Good job by Clements stepping up in the pocket. Jackson makes a defender miss, and then running towards the pylon goes down, and it looked like it might have been a little short.
That knee was down before the ball got
That's right.
full extension.
I think the ball looked like it was in. It's inside the 1 yard line. Got to give him 1 yard. So the Warriors looking to get on the board.
Another good kickoff return by Asher Horn. Set up the Warriors at the 28-yard line. They're trying to punch it in for the first time tonight. This will be the 5th play of the drive. Play clock down to 5 seconds. They give it to Jackson, and he is gobbled up. First man in there was Lewis Seward. Another tackle for loss for the senior. And they dump him for a couple-yard loss.
Now take your pick. Seward on the initial hit. Draper in there. Also coming up was Jack Brackett. So he loses a couple, as Jevin said. Another tackle for loss.
Play clock down to 3. Clements goes under center. I formation. They hand it off right tackle. Wadlington scampers in. Touchdown Harrison. Albert Wadlington with a rushing score. And the Warriors get on the board.
They get a fullback lead as Waddlington then bounces out to the right and gets in for the score.
Warriors will kick the PAT. Luke Watkins, a senior, will try to boot it through.
Waddlington's second rushing touchdown on the year.
High snap, they get it down. Low line drive kick is good for Watkins. Short drive for the Warriors after the kickoff return by Asher Horn. Waddlington from 3 yards out. It's 27-7 now Tigers, middle of third quarter.
The local economy and save more when you shop at the Pet Food Center. We have over 6,000 pet-related items for dogs, cats, birds, fish, reptiles, turtles, rabbits, hamsters, gerbils, and more. Anything you want for your pet, we've got it. Includes full lines of the best pet food, bird seed, a full line of heated pet products, pet clothing, toys, and more. Walk in, curbside pickup, shop online, and free local delivery.
Anything you want for your pet, we got it. The Pet Food Center.
Well, Harrison with some positive vibes after that scoring drive. 6 plays, 28 yards, 2 minutes and 11 seconds.
Gets the team in red on the sidelines, a little excited along with the fans as each team has had a possession in this second half. Each team has scored.
And each team took 6 plays.
28 yards for Harrison in 2:11.
End over end kick, middle of the field, will be returned by Pierce from the 15-yard line, right up the middle of the 30. Pierce to the 40, 50-yard line. Pierce cuts to the outside, and now he's brought down at the 40-yard line. Hugh Pierce answers the return from Asher Horn on the other side. With a great kickoff return, the Tigers now set up in Harrison territory.
A 45-yarder. He had an 84-yarder for a score in against Jasper as he takes it right up the middle. Makes a couple guys miss, and then turns on and gets to the outside, and finally gets run down by a couple of kickoff special teams. But Memorial will start in Harrison territory. Second time they've done that in this quarter.
Fisher gets good protection, flings it far sideline. It's a strike inside the 10-yard line. On the receiving end is Caleb Elsperman, and a big gain, 1st and goal Tigers.
Big play passing opportunity. He had 4 passes of 36 yards or more last week. He goes from the Tigers 40, rolls right, and good job by Elsperman. They rolls him down at the, 7?
Yes, 7-yard line. Tigers saying right back at you. Rode, the running back, does have 1 rushing touchdown tonight. They give it to Pierce, and that play did not fool the Tigers' defense.
They ran that play earlier, that little inside reverse toss to Pierce. It's actually tossed forward. That's a pass.
Alfonso Anderson came in, made the tackle for the Warriors.
Give me a yard.
Second and goal for Memorial. And a couple of scores just handed to me in the third quarter. Wrights lead Central 30-0. Mater Dei crushing Jasper on the road 27-7. North leads Boise 27-0. And Castle, the 2-score lead at home against Vincennes, 28-14.
Compliments of Tucker Smith helping us out here in the press box as he's done all season long.
Man in motion, that is Elsperman. They give it to him. He's at the 5, and the sophomore Luke Elsperman walks in from 6 yards out. Tigers strike right back.
And that was a run. That was a handoff. So another short touchdown run. Memorial gets 33, looking for 34.
That's a combination we'll be calling for a few years. Matthew Fisher and Luke Elsherman. That, of course, was a handoff, but they'll be doing plenty of damage in the next few years. Barrett's PAT right through the middle. All Tigers, 5:40 to go, third quarter, and they have their 27-point lead right back.
Melk, located in Evansville, Indiana, provides mechanical, electrical, and plumbing solutions nationwide. We deliver quality service to the industrial, commercial, and healthcare industries. If you have a big project, we bring big solutions. That includes designing and installing green energy systems that benefit your business. Our in-depth knowledge and commitment to safety make us the perfect partner in MEP contracting. Contact us for an estimate on your next project. Melk, big projects, big solutions.
A Rights Memorial education is now more affordable than ever. If you fit within certain income guidelines, you could receive over $6,000 of tuition assistance. Find out if you qualify for an Indiana School Choice Scholarship or other tuition assistance opportunities. Your child, your money, your choice. Visit rightsmemorial.org/tuition-assistance for more information.
34-7, Tigers in front. Week 5 action from Romaine Stadium with Mike Scavara. I'm Jevin Redmond. Kickoff after the Tigers score will be returned this time by Miles Terry. Terry looking for some open space, and he is bottled up just past the 30-yard line. Tigers football is brought to you by Royal Express Car Wash. Heath, Pete, and Tina Rupp are the owners of Royal Express Car Wash and proud sponsors of Memorial Football. For a clean car, visit their locations on the west side of Evansville on Pearl Drive or 1201 North Fulton Avenue.
McGuire along with Draper, a couple of starting defensive backs on special teams. Harrison gets the ball. 5:34 to go here in the third quarter, down by 27.
Clements goes under center. Hands off, Wadlington, nowhere to go. Brought down for a loss of a yard. That last drive by Memorial was lightning quick. Good kick return by Hugh Pierce, set him up at the 40. They go 3 plays, 40 yards in 1 minute and 27 seconds.
Joey Collins along with Lewis Seward.
Second and 11. Handoff and gobbled up by Kelton Farmer. He'd have swallowed up the running back on that play. Looked like Clements had some trouble getting out under center as well, so it was a slow developing play. And Wadlington, who took the brunt of that hit from Farmer, is slow to get up.
Yeah, Wadlington's coming off the field. Tough guy. He's a 3-year starter. Replaced by Alfonso Anderson, another senior running back. Another loss of 3. The Tiger defense has come up big here with tackles for losses. I've got them unofficially double digits for 10. Play clock down to 6.
10 tonight, you said, for
10 tonight.
Yeah, that's over half what they had through the first 4 weeks.
And we got a timeout.
We'll take a timeout as well. 3rd and long coming up for the Warriors.
Oakland City University is a private Christian college at a state school price. Check out the Good Neighbor Scholarship that allows for a major savings on tuition and is available to any first-time student living within 60 miles of campus with plans to commute. Oakland City University, an affordable college education right in your backyard. Call today or visit this link to learn more about the Good Neighbor Scholarship.
We encourage you to subscribe to our YouTube channel, IndianaSRN. Hit the bell to get notifications for upcoming games and more. Watch as many games as you want, as many times as you want.
Wrights Memorial High School, providing an environment where God inspires, we educate, and students thrive since 1925. Check our website out at wrightsmemorial.org for more information. So Harrison had to burn a timeout here late third quarter. They are staring at a 3rd and 13.
Not a lot of options. When you got the speed at the receivers with Horn and Terry, those are going to be your best options. I'm sure Coach Ben Johnson knows that defensively. Is he going to do? Is he going to rush 4 and drop 7? We'll find out. He might only, no, he's going to bring up a 4th.
Clements kind of pushes a pass, middle of the field, caught by Miles Terry, and Terry gets a first down at the 45-yard line. That'll go for 15 yards. Kind of an awkward pass by Clemens to Terry. Just pushed it out there, but it worked.
He's running for his life. He wasn't worried about style points. He just wanted to get the ball off. But effective. Fresh set of downs for Harrison. Under 4 minutes to go in the third quarter. It was 20-0 at halftime. Memorial led.
Running back is Jackson. They want to throw it, though, on 1st and 10. Dancing around too long, and Clements stays on his feet somehow. Got out of the grasp of Cassidy and is able to throw the ball away. I don't know how Clemens escaped Jack Cassidy.
Well, Jack Cassidy's not going to like watching the video on that one. As he had him dead to rights, but give Clements credit. He didn't give up. There's a replay. Cassidy spun him all the way around, but Clements kept his feet. And good individual effort there. Makes it just an incomplete pass.
Really saw the Tigers defense wear down Mater Dei last week in their victory against the Wildcats. Got to their quarterback quite a bit in the second half. 2nd and 10. They're after Clements again. That's a big time hold. So this play was going to be negated. It's an incomplete pass, but there was an egregious hold as Clements was scrambling for his life once again.
Yeah, that'll be a 7th penalty against Harrison. And the thing about that, it happens about 9 yards behind the line of scrimmage. So in essence, it'll be a 19-yard penalty.
So 2nd and forever now for Harrison.
They might move the ball out of this 1-5 zip code.
They just get one final score in, by the way. Mater Dei defeats Jasper 27-7. So if I would have told you after week 1 that Jasper is going to be below 500 after week 5, you would have said I'm crazy.
Well,
they're a bit banged up too.
Yep. Injuries, I think, has affected everybody all the time, but especially this year. I think we've had more players out for all different kinds of reasons so far this season in the Southern Indiana Athletic Conference. Harrison has to get to the Memorial 46.
2nd and 28. They try to run it, and they chew up a couple of yards with Jackson. Not too many plays for 2nd and 28, is there?
And even less for 3rd and about 25.
Well, if you have a play, now's the time to use it, I guess.
Yeah, you work on that.
I mean, 3rd and 25, you almost just keep it simple and hope something works out.
Well, 3rd and 25, you're going to just you go long. You got 2 good receivers. You put Horn and Terry on each side. You have them go out, and you keep everybody else in and block. But no, they empty the backfield.
And it's going to be 3rd and even longer now. All start against Harrison.
That's where the little frustration sets in and you lose your concentration.
So now it's 3rd and 30 for the Warriors. Harrison's only score tonight came on their first drive of the third quarter. 6 plays, 28 yards. Wadlington from 3 yards out.
Big play on that drive was the kickoff return, 57 yards by Asher Horn, setting up that TD drive.
They go with an empty backfield once again and spread them 5 wide. Clements heaves it quickly, and that goes for another loss. On the receiving end was Alfonso Anderson.
And on the tackling end for Memorial was Alex Brochures. Loses 5.
Yeah. Brochure's a good sophomore linebacker, 4th in tackles through the first 4 weeks for the Tigers defense. And so once again, back deep to return is Hugh Pierce, along with Desmond Johnson. Pierce had a good return in this half. See if they kick it to him again.
Tigers should get good field position. Need 11 guys out there.
Harrison with a late sub. Xavier Brooks rushing onto the scene. Punt is away. It's a low line drive kick that bounces at the midfield stripe, and this is Hugh Pierce. Some space near sideline 40. Stiff arm and walked out of bounds right around the 30-yard line, and flag flew in after the tackle.
About a little extra stuff, maybe out of bounds. Who knows? And he got it about the 47 and returns it to the 31. So a 33-yard punt, 22-yard return by Hugh Pierce. Tigers will get the ball in Harrison territory at the 31 and maybe more.
I looked down, so I didn't see the tackle. Was it either a horse collar or face mask, you think?
I don't know.
I don't know. I think it might have been a horse collar tackle.
It's 15 yards. It's either maybe he was tackled while he was out of bounds. Yeah, face mask.
So they start inside the red zone, the Tigers do. Brought to you by Peace of Mind Counseling. At the 16-yard line, Tigers leading 34-7 here late third quarter. Fisher, as he normally does, takes the snap, looks for the Tigers sideline, now is ready to go again. They go to Porter Road. Road bounces to the outside, all kinds of space, and he walks in for an easy 16-yard touchdown. It is Porter Road's second rushing touchdown tonight, but it will be negated because of a flag back here at the 15-yard line. It's a hold against the Tigers, so we'll do it again.
We're going to give Road a yard because the penalty was at the 15. The line of scrimmage was the 16. And we're starting to pile up penalties here for both teams.
How many total was that between both?
Well, Memorial has 6 and Harrison has 9. So let's do the math. How about
so
15? Huh?
Carry the one.
We got 1:04 on the clock, third quarter clock, too. You know, that play worked very well. You might want to come right back to it.
They go to Road again. This is right up the gut. He was upended. Road took a hard tumble as Farmer Jr. upended him after a couple-yard gain from Road. Jamon Farmer Jr. is 6'1" senior, 250 pounds.
This could be the last play of the third quarter, Devin.
Tigers led 20-0 at halftime.
They play off of Pierce.
Fisher near sideline, 101 coverage, and he lays it right in the lap of his target, Luke Elsterman. Touchdown, Tigers, 22-yard strike.
Nothing fancy there. You go on, Luke, I'll hit you. Good protection. Fisher, 3-step drop. Dumps it right over the defender's head. And the Tigers have put up 40, looking for 41. Memorial, 3 possessions, 3 touchdowns.
I mean, that wasn't an extremely difficult throw by Fisher, but I've been impressed the last couple of weeks just watching him throw the way he leads the wide receivers and just lays it right in the lap for them. PAT is good by Fisher. And we'll step aside, just 20 seconds left in the third quarter, and the Tigers in front by 34.
Welcome to the Book Broker, your go-to business for any collectibles that you may require. Founded in 1975, we provide our services throughout Evansville, Indiana, and the surrounding areas. We specialize in comic books, sports cards, games and videos, and much more. With a knowledgeable and committed team, we strive for excellence and provide quality services. Throughout the Evansville area, we are the go-to used bookstore for books and video games or sports cards and vinyl records, and we make sure that you get the services that you need. As a used bookstore that specializes in collectibles, we offer a variety of products to fit everyone in the family, making sure that you get the most out of every dollar spent. For more information, call 812-479-5647 or stop by our website for more information. Come in today and escape your reality.
Kickoff return for Harrison was brought out by Xavier Brooks. He stretched it past the 30 before he took a hard tackle to the turf. Memorial with a 34-point lead now, 41-7 here with 15 seconds to go in the third quarter. It was a very quick 2-play drive and a 22-yard touchdown pass from a pair of sophomores. It was the sophomore Fisher, the sophomore Luke Elsterman. Handoff goes right up the middle, and this is Wadlington tripped up. Good to see him back in the game. He left on the last drive after he was crushed by Kelton Farmer on a carry. And he picks up 5 yards, and that carry takes us to the end of the third quarter here at Romaine Stadium. All Tigers in Week 5. They're in front 41-7 here on IndianaSRN.
The goal isn't graduation day. It's a better every day after. It's the first day in your new career. Your first pay raise. The 5th day of that week-long vacation. It's the first paid holiday home with your family. Or the day of your last car loan payment. Much sooner than you thought. At Ivy Tech Community College, we don't just care about your degree. We care about your life. Let's get started at ivytech.edu.
Can't get to a computer? Then we've got you covered. Just go to the IndianaSRN app and stay up to date with all of your favorite teams. You can watch live coverage or relive the experience with our on-demand service.
Start of the fourth quarter. Glad to have you along with us here on IndianaSRN alongside Mike Scovara. I'm Jevin Redmond. Tigers football brought to you by Oakland City University. They are Southern Indiana's premier faith-based professional university. Enter to learn, go forth to serve. Contact OCU and GoMightyOaks.com. The second down play for the Warriors goes nowhere. We'll bring up third down.
A host of white shirts. Kelton Farmer on the bottom. And we've had 4 touchdowns in that third quarter, 3 by the Memorial, 1 by Harrison.
We've had a running game going as well. Seems like all of our finishes have ended right around 9:20, and we're right at 9 o'clock right now, so we're be close.
In our radio days, we'd be doing a station ID, right?
That's correct. And also have about a 45-minute postgame show. At least you would.
That's true.
Third down, pass goes far sideline. It is caught by Wadlington in a shifty move to pick up the first down.
I think we got a face mask.
I think you are correct.
Or a horse collar. Or maybe both.
Unofficially the 76th penalty tonight, it feels like.
It's the Tigers' 7th.
It is a face mask.
Third one for Memorial. And one for Harrison. And they move it into Memorial territory. The Tigers 42.
Warriors next week, they will hit the road. They'll be at Vincennes, then home against Central, at Mater Dei, home against Boise. Rounds out their schedule this year. First down inside of Tigers territory. They flip it out into the flat. It's incomplete. Pass was to Jordan Jackson, and in the area on the coverage for the Tigers was Jack Brackett. Second down.
They run that play about 3 or 4 times. It worked first play of the game.
Early on, yeah.
For a first down, but none since.
The way the ball was floated out there, I thought Brackett might come in and snatch it.
I'm sure he was hoping that. Yeah, Memorial will finally get a home game. Second home game of the year, game 6.
That's right. We've been at Enloe Field just one time this year. Tigers will have 3 of their final 4 games at home against Boise next week. And a great matchup week 7 against Wrights, who is about to move to 5-0 on the season. Then they'll be at Vincennes week 8, home against Castle week 9. On 2nd and 10, they try to bring it here to the near side, and twisted up is Alfonso Anderson. Loss of a yard, 3rd and long.
Jack Bracken on the stop.
And we're talking about some of the SIAC scores, Mike, and there's also some good matchups locally throughout the tri-state. In the PAC, Gibson Southern beats Southridge 24-14, so Gibson Southern stays undefeated. And then
close one.
A good game between Linton Stockton and Boonville after 3. Linton Stockton 36, Boonville 32. Some scoring and
high scoring game there, yeah. And Southridge also was undefeated with Gibson Southern.
Yeah, both are 4-0.
Linton Stockton #1 in Class 2A. So good kudos to Darren Ward in Boonville Pioneers.
Clements in trouble again. Gets away from it, throws across the middle and off the hand of Miles Terry. Will bring up 4th down. I tell you what, I'm impressed by the way Clements can keep plays alive.
He's doing them with his feet, and he's shifty. A lot of speed, a lot of shiftiness, but the Harrison Warriors just haven't been able to get consistent. I think Coach Sutton gets this team consistent. They're gonna still do damage.
Well, you look at the rest of their schedule, and you still got Central and Boise. Just talking on paper-wise, that's a couple of games that they have a chance to win.
Horn to punt it away.
Good spiraling kick. And it will wind up in the end zone for a touchback. And the Tigers offense will take over in front, 41-7. Tigers football brought to you by Mel K for all your commercial, mechanical, electrical, and plumbing needs. At Mel K, big projects, big solutions. We talked some about these 2 head coaches. Mo Sutton, his 3rd year at Harrison. John Hurley, 15th year at Memorial, and they know each other very well, don't they?
A lot of these coaches in the Southern Indiana Athletic Conference have been around a while, and of course Sutton in his 3rd year, Stephen Mullins in his 2nd year over at Boise, but they've got a lot of ties in the past, and I think we've got the reserves in for Memorial here. Will Petke.
Will Petke is the quarterback, and right on cue, the reserves draw a flag. Some early movement by the Tigers. So Will Petke is a junior, 5'11", 160. So the night is over for sophomore quarterback Matthew Fisher and probably the rest of the main targets.
Petke 2 of 3 passing for 19 yards. We might see a lot of Horning with the football. Landon.
First and 15 from their own 15. Baker is also back there with Horning. And right on cue, Horning gets the call, and he loses a couple of yards, wrapped up by Random Phillips. Number 55.
Tackle for loss, this time for Harrison. Memorial, after dropping 2 games to start the season, have won 3.
And the Tigers probably thinking, too, if we go back and play Jasper and North again with a completely healthy team, what would the result be?
And with changes in personnel in different positions.
Here is Horning. He comes to the near side at the 20-yard line, and flag in the area of holding will negate the run from Landon Horning, who is a 5'7" sophomore.
That'll wipe out the run, holding about on the line of scrimmage. So that could be half the distance to the goal. Sixth penalty against the Tigers in the second half, 10 in the game. That's going to be a teaching point when everybody sits and looks at the video. Mark it all the way back to the 10. So a loss of 7 on the hold.
So second and long. Second and about 20. Petke seeing his first snaps of the night at the quarterback spot. Running backs Horning and Baker again to each hip of Petke. They go to Horning, and another loss. First man in on the tackle for the Warriors. Looked like Tanner Yarbrough got in there, 6'3" sophomore.
5-yard loss. The offense in reverse for the Tigers. Of course, Warriors still with a lot of first-teamers out there. And not a lot of guys on the sideline for Harrison, so a lot of these guys will be getting more playing time in the reserves.
Petke goes under center, and the Tigers take a timeout here. Backed up with 7:37 to go. It's 41-7 Memorial.
Our students love Wrights Memorial.
Memorial helps me find the right rhythm on stage and in my education. I believe in developing my craft. I believe in building a community. And now, I believe I can hit the right notes in all aspects of life.
Showcase your talents at Wrights Memorial.
Third and 25 for Memorial. Approaching the midway point of the fourth quarter. Tigers just had to burn a timeout. Petke to throw, and they try the screen pass, and it falls to the fingertips of Jake Lively. We'll bring up fourth down, and Memorial with a rare punt the last couple of weeks.
Second punt of the night.
Had just one last week, right, at Mater Dei?
Yes. who will come out? I think they're going to bring their first unit out just to protect. Porter Road will be there. And we'll have the 1 and 2 guys back deep. Horn and Terry.
We've already seen Asher Horn a couple of good returns. Miles Terry has shown off his speed. They let this one bounce at the 40-yard line. Tigers pick it up quickly. And so Harrison will get fairly good field position with just over 7 minutes to go in the fourth quarter. Pet Food Center, they have locations on Evansville's east, west, and north sides, and also in Newburgh and Owensboro. Anything you want for your pet, we've got it at Pet Food Center. Warriors still have their starters in. Looks like defensively the Tigers with their reserves, much like they did on that last offensive drive. They go to the fullback. Jackson stays on his feet and gets to the 35-yard line, refusing to go down. And finally, forward progress is shut off at the 34. It's a gain of 5 for Jordan Jackson.
Hanging on the bottom of the pile was Lively. Also out there on the stop was Hinkie, Joseph Hinkie.
And Jackson slow to get up after that carry. Struggling to put weight on his left leg and grab for his left knee. Now he walks off under his own power, which is good to see. But Mike, good chance for some of these reserves for the Tigers to see some action here in the fourth quarter. A little different than those Monday night JV games.
Valuable playing time. In fact, when Memorial ran all those runs to the state finals, they got a lot of reserve playing time because they had big leads in a lot of ball games. And that's like having a spring practice.
Here is Wadlington right up the gut, stays on his feet inside the 10, rumbling down to the 7-yard line. Wadlington carves out about 27 yards on that carry.
Good second effort, breaking tackles. Touchdown saving tackle was Quentin Merkel. Get him into red zone. And Wadlington owns the only score for the Warriors. He's looking for 2 right here.
They go to Wadlington. He crashes forward, gaining 4 yards, gobbled up by several white jerseys.
Tanner Grease. Also Landon Merrimie.
Merrimie got up off the bottom of that pile. So it's 2nd and goal. Wadlington got their only score tonight. That was back in the third quarter. At the time, made it a 27-7 game. Wadlington again reaching for the goal line, and he's a half yard short. It'll be 3rd down.
Actually, that was number 30. Nation Johnson. He's inside the 1.
First time we've caught his name right.
That's right. You got to look at their stats. He might be the first time that was his carry.
On 3rd down, they go to Johnson again, and he squeezes through for a touchdown. Nation Johnson finds the end zone just inside of 5 minutes to go for the 2nd touchdown tonight for Harrison.
The junior gets on the board.
Touchdown run by number 30, Nation Johnson.
Luke Watkins on to kick his 2nd PAT tonight. Some Celebrations here on the near sideline for Johnson. PAT hits the upright and clanks through for Watkins. So the bank shot is good. It's now 41-14 here late in the fourth quarter on IndianaSRN.
Support the local economy and save more when you shop at the Pet Food Center. We have over 6,000 pet-related items for dogs, cats, birds, fish, reptiles, turtles, rabbits, hamsters, gerbils, and more. Anything you want for your pet, we've got it. Includes full lines of the best pet food, bird seed, a full line of heated pet products, pet clothing, toys, and more. Walk in, curbside pickup, shop online, and free local delivery.
Anything you want for your pet, we got it. The Pet Food Center.
Why do our students love Wrights Memorial?
Because I can grow stronger on the field and in my faith. I believe in my teammates. I believe in my classmates. And through Christ, I believe I can accomplish anything.
Come live your faith at Wrights Memorial.
Harrison gets their second score of the night. 1-yard rushing touchdown from Nation Johnson. We were talking about how it's the first time we've called his name. He's not a typical guy they go to on the ground offensively, but it is his birthday. When it's your birthday, you get a call inside the one for a score.
Oh, boy, I tell you, what a great birthday present. He's going to remember that one for a while.
And over-end kick goes to the hands of the return man, Connor O'Donohue, and
it's a muff, so they'll take it out to the 20.
And again, a lot of the reserves then offensively for Memorial. Some more scores to pass along. Finals, Castle defeats Vincennes at home, 35-21. So Castle is now 4-1. Vincennes is 3-2. Mentioned Mater Dei beat Jasper on the road, 27-7. Mater Dei's 3-2. Jasper's 2-3. Still in progress, but about to be a final. Wrights clobbering Central 44-0. The Panthers will be 5-0. Central will be 0-5. And North leads Bossy 48-6. The Huskies will be 3-2. Bossy will be 1-4.
Now the Tigers started on the 20 the last possession and got back to their own 5. See if they can get a little further.
This is Baker. And he maybe gets back to the line of scrimmage. No gain for Donovan Baker, who was actually the starting running back the first couple of weeks. Baker, a 5'11 junior, came in to play tonight. 32 carries for 142 yards. Of course, not seeing as much action now with Porter Road in the starting lineup.
No gain.
So it's 2nd and 10.
They're going to take all the time off on that play clock.
Becky fumbled a snap under center, but here is Baker, 25-yard line, 30. And a good run for Donovan Baker, about 17 yards. Out to the 37-yard line, will move the chains.
Got to the outside. Good bounce. Good acceleration.
Well, you've got 4 minutes, Mike Scavar, to think about our player of the game, which is brought to you by Rockabar. You have some people in mind?
Rockabar, player of the game. You know what? We've had some good play by a lot of folks. That's for sure. I'm going to have to think about this one for a while. I know. We're going to give it to 11 players. It's going to be the Memorial defense, because I have them unofficially for 2 sacks and 12 tackles for losses. How's that sound? Is that a good nomination, or do you want to give it to a player?
That's fine. That's your show. You can do whatever you want.
No, it's not my show, but it's a collaborative effort. You asked the question, I gave you the answer.
Well, I think Luke Elsherman has played a good game with the wide receiver slot tonight. That could be a possibility.
Yep.
But, yeah, I'm fine with the defense, especially with what they've done the last few weeks.
Yep. This will be a player of the game. What did they get? A opportunity for not only just one game, but for last three games.
So it's second and 10.
We missed who got the last carry.
And this is almost a disaster for Memorial as the ball falls to the turf, but Baker hops on it quickly, does lose several yards. It'll be 3rd and long.
I'm not so sure if that didn't hit the blocker on the toss. And a lot of reserves getting in.
They lose 6 yards on the play, 3rd and 16. Petke up there under center trying to direct his guys into the right spot. Hands off, Baker, stutter stepping up the middle. Gain of 3, and the Tigers will punt it away. So Mike Scavara gives the player of the game to the Tigers defense. As we mentioned, is brought to you by Rockabar. They are located at 1618 South Kentucky Avenue in Evansville. Stop by after the game or for lunch or dinner at the Rockabar for your favorite pizza and other fine food.
I was just there for lunch today.
Well, I'm excited. I'm excited that we have 3 home games in the final 4 weeks because we get Rockabar pizza before.
That's right. And Gina Herman and the delivery guy, Nick Herman. We'll be seeing him a lot here. It's a great place to meet after the game or anytime for lunch or dinner.
Well, instead of punting, the Tigers will just go for it here on 4th and 13, or they will punt it. Well, should have just went for it, I guess. Well, we had a fair catch signal, and then they still return it.
That was a 14-yard punt. That was the quick kick.
Yeah. I mean, did he not fair catch that?
I don't think so. And not quite sure who returned it. At 7, okay. Xavier Brooks, sophomore. And he got about a 3 or 4 or 5 yard return.
He waved his hand. I'm pretty sure he did.
I think he was just shielding from the light, maybe. No, I'm trying to help him out here.
When it's 41-14, you just let it go, right?
That's right.
So Warriors back on the field here with a minute 26 to go. They're going to drop to 1-4 on the season. Tigers will improve to 3-2. John Hurley in his 15th season, his overall record will improve to 122-64. And they will try to make it 4 straight wins next week at home against Boise, or I guess you could say neutral site.
Yeah, it's the home place for both, as we've got a delay of game penalty, as Coach Sutton getting in his reserves. Big thank you to everybody. Ben Word, our producer, giving Jerry Collins a day off. Joel Mears, our photographer. Big thank you to Harrison, Superintendent David Smith, Principal Tamara Skinner, Athletic Director going always the extra mile, Andre Thomas, Head Football Coach Mo Sutton, Administrative Assistant Kathy Agent for Memorial, President Christian Mosick, Principal Aaron Schmidt, Athletic Director Matt Weber, and Assistant AD Samantha Myers, Head Football Coach John Hurley, Administrative Assistant Patty Van, and the Marketing Director, and always our help in giving us all these scores and getting us our interviews at halftime, Tucker Smith. And a big thank you to everybody, and a big thank you to all of our listeners and all of our sponsors. Now the reserves are in for Coach Sutton, and they're counting heads and making sure everybody's got 11.
I'm disappointed, Mike. Our target was 920. It is 924.
Yep. We'll have to work on that for next week.
So a couple more plays here for Harrison to run out the clock. 1:26 remaining. Tigers have been playing with their reserves for a couple of possessions, and now Harrison goes with some JV players. They pitch it, and that is the birthday boy, Nation Johnson, who just had a 1-yard touchdown run on the last drive, and also Harrison's quarterback is Ryland Knapp, a 5'10 sophomore.
It'll be under a minute. Again, big thank you to everyone. Beautiful night for football. Of course, any night is beautiful football.
We've been very lucky through
Yes,
5 weeks.
That's right.
No weather. Haven't really had too many hot nights. Second down, right up the middle. Again, this is Johnson. Be 3rd and 10, and if they don't want to, Harrison does not have to snap it again. They can run out the clock. And it looks like they are content with just running out the clock. So Memorial will improve to 3-2 with this victory. Harrison drops to 1-4, and the final score here from Romaine Stadium on this Friday evening, Week 5 of high school football, is Memorial 41, Harrison 14. And Mike Scavara, your final thoughts on this one, first from the Tigers' perspective.
Well, the Memorial Tigers took command in that first half, scored on 3 of their 4 first half possessions, and held Harrison to just 50 yards, nearly around 50 yards that first half. And then Memorial comes out and scores their first 3 possessions of the third quarter. Now Harrison did, because on a long kickoff return, have good possession, and then the reserves for Memorial's reserves in there. Harrison to get another touchdown. A good performance, good effort by both teams, and a great opportunity for the Tigers to keep their streak alive of wins, moving to 3-2, as you said, and Harrison dropping to 1-4.
All right, so our next broadcast will be next Friday. Again, back at Enlow Field, 7 o'clock kickoff. We'll go on the air around 6:50 here on IndianaSRN as the Memorial Tigers will take on the Boise Bulldogs. For Mike Scavara, I'm Jevin Rubin. Final score once again from Romaine Stadium. Memorial 41, Harrison 14. Good night on IndianaSRN.